Hello and welcome to BB on Blast, Big Brother Canada 9 and
Big Brother Australia.
Ooh.
G'day, mate.
With me, Gaz.
And me, Lindsay. God, I'm glad Big Brother Canada's ending this week.
Gonna How many hours of Big Brother have you watched this week?
Oh God. I mean, Big Brother Australia is really milking it. Just so unnecessary. Just stop. Although I have been enjoying it a lot. Um,
Oh my god, I actually think it's brilliant, I have to say.
so we're going to talk about Big Brother Canada first, and then we're going to talk about Big Brother Australia at the end. So if you're not interested in one or the other, but I'm sure there'll be some intermingled conversation about both as well.
I'm sure there will.
But I mean, both have been good. I think Canada was a bit of a letdown with what happened, wasn't it?
Oh, because it wasn't Jed that got back in, which
Yeah,
was
don't,
the good TV that you wanted.
yeah,
Well, I did enjoy seeing Tera win the I like Tera. I do
yeah.
actually like Tera, and I do think she's good TV. So I wasn't mad about her coming back.
Hmm.
Um, but
But there wasn't really much drama associated to her coming back, was there?
no, there could have been
It's,
more because of ties like betrayal, I
yeah,
suppose, and lying. We'd probably like to prefer to see that. But has Jedson really got the balls to sort of see that through? And what would he do about it?
I don't know. That's what I wanted to
Ty
know.
would probably just lie to him a bit more.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, it's just a
Well,
game.
yeah, but you can't lie to someone about voting them out. They already know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And
Um,
Tara's one thing that she just did when she come back in, just go, "Oh, you voted me out. You voted me out." It's like, stop mentioning it. It's not helping. Don't you think?
I'm back and everything's fine.
Yeah, just like shut up and win something and hope for the best.
Well, she did.
That's true.
That was a tense comp. I really enjoyed watching that.
Oh, the her versus Jed.
Yeah,
God, that was so
that was
tense.
really good.
I really thought Jed was going to win and hoped he was. So you've not got notes for the first episode, so I'm going to talk us through, do a whistle stop tour through the first episode. So just after Jed went, Beth gathered everyone for a hug and said, "Final four, final four." Um, it wasn't, and she said, "I feel like a piece of shit." Well, acts like
Who felt like a piece of shit?
Beth. Which in the
Oh,
diary room she said that, but in the main room she was doing cartwheels as fucking usual. So oh god,
excited Beth is truly unbearable.
I really think she's one of the most annoying people on the planet. Um, I do think she's good casting though. Um, so then we had the sort of little flashback to after the veto ceremony when before Jack
Oh,
went kind of thing.
you're still in the game.
Yeah,
That bit.
yeah,
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 I love
and
how Tara doesn't realize at first because she's too busy
oh
like
yeah,
sorting out
she's
her mask
too
and
busy.
fuming.
Yeah, so true. Um, and so um, Breydon wanted to keep Tara because he thought he could beat her. Tara wanted Kiefer out and Beth to return the favor. Don't, don't um,
Well,
Bray
yeah,
was gone.
I was going to say now Braden's name has come up. Can we just mention how Braden has suddenly become he's
Pompey.
suddenly flourished at the
Mm,
end game? Don't you think?
mm,
Like at the start, we were sort of moaning about Braden doing
mm.
nothing and just like acting like he was in the high school common room eating ice cream with that girl who's gone. Who I can't remember her name. That
Austin.
Austin, yeah. Um, and then kind of like now there's fewer people, which is always the case with a show like Big Brother. You kind of get to see people's personalities a bit more, I think. And
Mm.
Braden's kind of come through, although
That's
he's
grown on me.
definitely he's grown on me. Yeah, he's grown
Yeah.
on me too. He's definitely more of a more of a floater than anything else, I suppose. But
Mm.
when he's brought it in, when he's like been having wins and things, to see him kind of revel in that has been quite fun.
It's been nice to see him win a couple of things, definitely.
Yeah.
And um, I feel like it reminds me of Paris actually. She was just nothing in the game. Yeah, and then she like won a couple of comps at the end, and, went, and then
Yeah,
won.
Newt duked it to the end. So they nuked it.
I think that's a good strategy. Um, so then it went meanwhile on the bottom of the screen, and Jed was hugging Tara up in the HOH room and going,
What was Tera on about? Tera was like, "I'm so sorry, Jedson. I've got so much to tell you." And I'm
oh
like,
yeah, I think was it because the
"What?
others were kind of
That's
celebrating.
Kiefer's plan to get Jed out? Is that?"
Yeah, and I think the others were all sort of celebrating that Jed had gone. In fact, I think while Tara and Jed were having that conversation, I could hear Beth squealing with delight in the background. But because Jed and Tara had headphones on, I guess they couldn't hear it.
What were they? No, what were they listening to on those
Well, that's what
headphones?
I was
Just the
confused about. Whether
slideshow theme on loop.
I hope not. I was wondering, were they to muffle out the sounds of the house, or were
Yeah,
they
probably.
to, or were they listening to instructions or something? But the instructions
Oh,
were on a card, weren't they?
yeah, they could have been though. You never know. Like when Big
Hmm.
Brother talks to people through a telephone
Hmm.
in the secret room. But yeah, they had those like instructions on the screen too, didn't they?
Yeah,
I was wondering, like, were they supposed to not talk to one another?
I don't know. So Tara said to Jed, about that Kiefer had it planned for Jed to go all week, and he called the move the trap door.
Hmm. We didn't hear that until then, did we?
No. Tara said Ty is a very good liar. And Tara said 3 hours after you won the veto, Beth pitched to backdoor you. Oof. Um,
Wow.
and she also said Beth was cracking jokes as soon as you left the house, which she
Yeah. Here's one for you.
was. What do you call a mug who doesn't use a veto on himself? Marcella. Um, so Jed went, they are all snakes. And Tara said they just used you. They just used her as well to get Jed out and then kicked her ass out.
True.
Um,
They did her dirty.
then we saw Arissa telling the house it was a fake eviction again. I was thinking in
Why
retrospect
tell them that?
exactly that.
Let the shutters come up
Yeah,
and completely surprise them with it.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
get a nice dinner laid out, a couple of cloches in the middle.
Yeah. Well, we've learned our lesson with that one.
I think we could see it again.
Yeah, we definitely could. I think Canada could manage to put off that twist without there being a full-on fight,
Yeah, hopefully
fist fight.
without a knife being pulled.
Yeah, or a tray of sausage rolls being launched at anyone's head.
um,
Skip the dishes.
so uh, Ty just did his fake smile. You know, when Ty does his fake smile, like you knew he was like, oh fuck. Um, Keith looks pig sick, I've written. Uh, Next thing I've written is Beth, take it down a notch or two, man. Ty said, we did all that work perfectly executed. So yeah, because no, it wasn't Ty's HH, was it? No. Um,
It was Tera's HH.
yes, it was.
Well, no,
Um,
hang on. Who won the
it,
next HH?
yeah,
Sorry.
sorry, it was Tara's HOH to get
To
Jed
kick
out, and
Jed
then it was
out.
Ty's HOH
Ty's HOH to
Tara out.
take Tera out. And it was actually, well, yeah. What about the flashback bit where the decision is made? Have we not got to that yet?
Um,
Wouldn't it basically Breydon and Ty that made the decision in the OLG room?
yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if we've got it yet or I've just missed it. So then,
Basically, hang on about that. If you, in case you haven't got notes, because I
go on.
remember afterwards, everyone was like, "Why the hell would you not put Beth out when you've got the chance to? And why Tera?" And then we saw the
Oh
sort of
yeah,
moment the decision was made, and Ty basically took Breydon because they were the only two that were voting, right? Were they both voting? No, Ty can't vote as the HOH, can he?
No, Kiefer.
How long have you been watching this show?
Must have been Kiefer and Breydon or something.
But I remember he like took Breydon aside, and Breydon was like, "Well, what do you want to do? Whatever it is." And then it
Mm.
was basically Ty's decision to take out Tera, and Kiefer came in and was like, "Yeah, okay, if that's what you want to do, then we'll
And,
do it."
and their reasoning was because Tara is a better player than Beth, which I don't.
That's not true. I don't understand. That isn't true. But is it because they now think, well, Tera has taken out Jedson, and that is the resume move which will help her win because everyone in the jury will be like, oh, this is the person that got Jedson out.
Yeah, and Jed was such a good game player. That's why he just left. Um, just
It's funny with Jedson because he wasn't actually that much of a comp beast or anything, was he?
exactly. He was just seen as a threat because he's a big guy,
Big.
physical, but he didn't
Mm.
actually do fuck all, and he was brainless. He tried to backdoor Kiefer and didn't bother. And then Kiefer cooked up a plan the next week to get him out. So
Honestly, Kiefer he's really brought it. I
yeah.
can't believe the transformation of Kiefer from, team captain,
Mm.
deflated team captain to
Mm.
this 4:26 a.m. mastermind. Like
Yeah.
it's quite impressive.
You want Kiefer to win?
um, I think Kiefer deserves to win, but uh, well, who have we got left? It's only Tera,
Breydon, Ty, and
Breydon, Ty, and Kiefer. Yeah, I think I want Kiefer and Tera in the final two, and Kiefer
oh
to
my
win.
god. I honestly can't see Beth or Jed voting for Ty now after the way he's been with them. I think
You think?
his jury management went a bit out the window, didn't
I'll say. What jury management? Yeah, no.
it? So now I
Mm.
was put my detective hat on here,
Okay.
and they had Jed and Tara commenting in the diary room, which obviously they'd commented after the comments.
Yeah, you were looking for
Did,
the
did,
clues, weren't
did
you?
you spot the same as I did?
Do you know what? Um, that episode started with like obviously they were like bigging it up, and it had an audio of Beth going, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Jedson's back." I was like, "Jedson's back." There's no way Beth would react like that unless
yeah.
Jedson was back.
I thought that
And
was
I
a trick.
realized,
Double bluff.
it was. I realized later that that audio of Beth saying, "Oh my god," came from when they opened the feed from the comp arena, like the screen. That was
Mm.
the reaction to that, not someone coming back in. It was when they realized something was
Oh, what
going on here.
the shutters coming up.
No, when it came on the screen that they were playing to
Oh,
stay.
got ya, got ya.
Um, and then the way Tara was in the diary room with like a soggy tissue,
Yeah.
I thought, well, she's gone because she's crying so much. But I think she's just crying from the
No, no,
emotion of
no, no,
going
no.
into the
You're,
H room or whatever.
you're totally wrong. Tara seemed hyper. She was crying, but she seemed hyper. Jed, he looked absolutely broke. He looked a broken man, in my
Hmm.
opinion. And
Okay.
I knew straight away. They need to do those bits better because Jed just looked absolutely like he'd just been kicked in the face. Not good.
What are they going to do? Give him a little, I don't know, happy
Ecstasy
tablet right at the
tablet.
back. Yeah.
Woo!
I've really got to win this comp, man. I'm really in with a chance here.
But yeah, I was onto that. I'm onto you, big brother. So don't try and get anything past me. You can't.
You know what I've realized? I watch
Oh shit.
BB BBCAN on a stream
Hmm.
from Video Brother. Shout out Video Brother because you do
Hmm.
keep me in Big Brother, but
Appreciate.
sometimes your quality is absolutely shocking. So I realized that until like Arissa posts or BBCAN posts on Instagram, like I don't get to sort of see how good things look, especially Arissa's outfits, by the way.
Mm.
Like she obviously posts like what she's wearing and tags her stylist and stuff and
Yeah.
says who she's wearing and what's what. And I
Yeah.
think, like, oh yeah, I can really appreciate the detail in this outfit now. Like I
Mm.
couldn't see that she had I don't know which show it was, but she had a necklace that said Arissa in
Oh,
gold.
that's
I
cool.
can't see that shit on the quality stream I've got.
No, I can't. I
And
got
then
good quality stream, and I couldn't see
and
that.
then they posted like some photographs from the comp, and it was like the side view of Jedson and Tera like at their tables at their ramps.
Oh yeah.
And the picture was so good, and Jedson just looked so good. It's like
Mm.
in his suit with like kind of like Converse on, and
Mm.
that's kind of a look that I like. And
Mm.
yeah, the picture was just so good. I was like, wow, this is such a well captured moment that I can never appreciate in such high quality the way I watch it.
You can, because I'll just send you the torrents if you just let me know when you need them,
Oh yeah, could do
and then you can appreciate those moments as they're meant
that
to
in glorious HD.
be. Right, let's carry on. So, oh, they had to roll the ball up at the voice note I've put. That's what it looked like.
Was it ridged for their pleasure or was it flat? I couldn't tell.
I think it was going up, wasn't it? Oh, but do
Yeah,
you mean
but it looked like the sound waves were maybe like bumps, but I wasn't sure.
oh God, that would make it even harder. Um,
Why
so
were they
anyway,
sound waves?
I think, yeah, I think so.
Were they shock waves through the house?
I mean, we're in a minute. But Jed was doing quite well, and then I think he panicked. He got flustered, didn't he?
Didn't he like knock some down? Or
Yeah.
that's the challenge. That's the problem with a comp like that. Once you've got one nestled at the top,
Hmm.
your subsequent chances can potentially knock it back down, and then you're at
Yeah.
square one. It was so tense though. I really
It
liked it.
was. It was really good. I think he just got a bit flummoxed, didn't he? And
Very
then,
simple but effective, that competition, I thought.
yeah. And then Jack said, which I thought was a good point. In a way, it's kind of worse for Jed to have had the chance to go back in and still fuck that up as well. It's just humiliation heaped upon humiliation.
Yeah, you're right.
Of
After
course.
having already voiced that he will never live this down, the
Yeah.
whole not using the veto thing, he then
Yeah.
also lost out to Tera.
Yeah. Oops.
Well, you know, Tera is like physically quite a strong player as well. She's a spin instructor,
Yeah. Yeah.
as she bragged in one of the other episodes this week.
She was doing a lot of bragging. So Tara come back in the house. Jed hugged her and she like jumped into his arms as well. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I was like, oh,
Yeah, it was very like she wrapped her legs around him.
yeah. I thought, what's her husband going to think about that? Maybe they, enjoy that sort of thing. Um, then the shutters come back up. Tara come in.
Tara shouldn't have bobbed her head under it like that, should she? Should have
Yeah,
waited for the full.
yeah, the reveal.
Yeah.
Like they thought it was Jed from Tara's. Imagine.
Should have put Tara in Jed's trousers.
I think I think that Kiefer and Ty were probably extremely grateful at that point that Tara
Yeah, probably really like breathe a sigh of relief.
yeah. And then Tara was just gloating so much, like I didn't just get him out once, I got him out twice.
Yeah, he's not coming back on my HOH.
It's like
Well, sound effects section.
you just got evicted, so shut your mouth. Um, I put Tara, they're happy to see you, but not because it's you, just because it's not Jen. And then Tara said that was fucked up of you guys to vote me out. I think she said fucked up. I'm not sure.
That's what I like about BBCAN. They actually include the swearing. Like I know they bleep it,
Yeah.
but you still know what's going on. I feel like in US it's far too sanitized,
Hmm.
and I think maybe it wasn't in the past, but like
But the
in recent
behavior
years,
isn't sanitized in BBU.
do you not think? I don't know. I think like I feel like BBCAN's a bit more real, a bit more emotional than US Big Brother for me.
Not sure. Um, so then Kiefer said, "You're going to win this game, and I'm going to help you." To Tara. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't think so.
he
Like
says
if Kiefer is taking Tera to the final, there's only one winner there, and it's not Tera.
no. Yeah, Kiefer just kisses the ass of anyone he's speaking to at that current moment. And
Keefing ass.
Ty said, "You are Jed's kryptonite." To Tara.
That was funny. It reminded me of Big Brother is my
Oh,
kryptonite.
yeah. What was it? My London, my England, my kryptonite.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That was magic. Ty said Jed was the biggest man and you beat him. And Beth said, "Stop saying that."
Oh yeah, that was a valid point of Beth. I thought like quite liked seeing her get a bit pissed off about that because it's true.
What?
The big man doesn't always win
Hmm.
in Big Brother.
Hmm.
Just look at Big Brother Australia.
Hmm. Um. So then, Tara pretending she didn't see Jed. Oh, that was good. Yeah, they were like, "Did you actually get to speak to Jed?" And she
Why
said,
did she do this? She's like, now I was
"Because
in a phone booth.
because she told Jed all the secrets, didn't she? And she didn't want
Yeah,
to admit that she'd sort of grasped, I think.
because that's like leaked into jury now.
Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
going to come back and bite Tara that she lied about it, or is our jury going to respect that? Do you think?
I think it's good to lie about it, don't you?
I do, but I don't know why I think that's good,
Like, because less
and why I think it's potentially a risk as well. I'm not sure why.
I think why it's good is because the less information you give to the house, the better. It's on a need to know basis, isn't it? So they don't need to know, and that's that. Um, Beth was screaming, "You lot are a bunch of phonies." Did she scream that at them or in the diary room?
probably at them, but I can't remember it.
Oh yeah, and then Beth was like skulking on the couch, and I think
I was
Keith,
actually called Tie Out.
yeah, Keith came out, and Beth said, "Is everyone in the pantry being fake?" And I
Oh
thought,
yeah, she said.
normally it's
Oh yeah,
you in there, bitch.
she started with this whole sort of like storyline of, oh, I can't possibly be fake. I can't do this anymore. I thought
Yeah,
you're probably one of the most false people that's been in there this season, and just ask the Rose Show what he thinks about that.
yeah,
You're unbearable to be around.
and annoying.
Yeah.
um, uh, hmm. But Ty was bitter that his HOH didn't count.
Don't be
Beth,
bitter.
glitter. Beth said, "I miss you, babe," about Jed, and I put you evicted him and then celebrated when he left. Then she was crying. I said she's the most unsympathetic character ever. Beth and Ty were then talking, and Ty said, "I must have idiot written on my forehead." I don't know what that's about. Uh, Beth knows Ty is lying. Oh,
I
because
think Beth was trying to talk Ty around to sort of
yeah,
like
and I think
continue the sauce.
yeah, but Ty wasn't really like he's kind of like just done with her, isn't he? It's just like, well, sorry, nice while it lasted. Um, um,
I've moved on to Breydon now.
yeah. Tara feels defeated and doesn't want to be back in this hellhole. That's not very nice. Very nice to the big.
This reminds me of Nikki saying, "Why do people think it's okay to live like this?"
um, and then Keith said, "We kept Beth." Ooh. Well, yeah, I thought that at the time. Tara said she doesn't want to look like a bad mum. Why would she look like a bad mum?
That is because Beth called her out for swearing on her kids, but
Oh
doing the
yeah.
opposite, and that kind of actually shook Tara a little bit.
Oh, don't worry, Tara. Your kids are all dead now because of you swearing on their lives and lying. So don't worry about that anymore. Um, Ty and Breydon relationship. Oh yeah, Ty kind of said he'd been working the relationship with Breydon for weeks.
Oh, and Beth spilt the tea on this. I don't know if it's in
Yeah,
this episode, but she went, "Yeah, you said you've been working Braid." Oh no,
yeah.
actually, didn't she say I've been working on Braid this whole series?
Mm,
Actually, I think she said that by herself.
Ty said it as
We'll
well
come to
though,
that.
and I thought that Ty and Breydon had got quite a good bond now, but it was like there was something insinuated when Breydon won the HOH as well, and Ty was kind of like, "Oh, I'm going to have to sleep with him in the room," and like it was he didn't want
Did
to.
you say that?
Yeah, honestly, I've got it later, but it was some. It was like he was just playing him, and
Well,
if he treated Jed and Beth like he's treated him, fuck knows what he'll do to poor Breydon at the end.
oh yeah. Well, you mentioned this last week, and you said that they hadn't included it, and they'd got
Mm.
like complaints about Kevy, Wevy, and William.
Yeah.
But I feel like when we watched Kevin sort of play with William's
Mm.
heart, no, 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 don't funk with my heart.
I don't know if it was
Um,
quite his heart, but maybe his dick.
well, they're very closely linked.
Not
um,
always.
I think that we didn't really like explicitly see it spelled out,
Mm.
so it's a bit different. But we've seen Ty literally say like, "I've basically had to make Breydon think that we are very close."
Mm.
And to the point that it's almost more than friends. He said that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if it's in this
horrible.
episode, but it is kind of that is a bit of a mean head game to play,
Mm. Ty has got a mean streak.
especially on the girly boy who wants to be close to that sort of like jockish mask type. I think it's
Mm.
kind of a little bit harder to take for me.
I don't think Ty will be friends with anyone after the show. Do
I
you?
don't know. I think he
People will get over it.
I think he's got genuine friendships, but I'm surprised that he's now kind of shown himself to be playing in this way because it seems a surprise to me having watched this whole series that it's not real. I think that he's actually making game decisions now that possibly
But there might be more.
supersede that.
There might be more to it than that though, because on the podcast I was listening to, I'm a little bit behind, but they said that Ty said something about Jed saying, "Oh, he walks around here with such a big ego," and he said, "I know people in my real life like him." So then people were sort of saying, "Has he sort of hated Jed all along and just been?" He can't have done.
Wait,
Maybe just
who's saying who's got a big ego?
Ty said it about Jed. He said he
Oh,
walks around here with such a big ego, and I've known people like that in my real life. So that's quite a, nasty thing to say, isn't it? Well, not nasty, but it doesn't
Quite
sound,
scathing.
yeah, scathing is
Mm.
better. So I don't know. I think something just turned him against them, didn't it? And I get the thing
I
with
don't
Beth.
think I don't think the romance thing helped, to be
Hmm.
honest. I think Beth probably soured that relationship considerably.
And I think because he knew Jed was going to take Beth to the end. So it's like, I still
Mm.
think it's weird. I've never seen anyone switch up in the game like that before, but I like it. It's good TV. So, the HH comp, it was the one with the Wheel of Fortune, and
Oh
they had
my
to
god.
place bets on their answers.
Did it have a name that you know of?
Um,
I can't remember.
I've not written the name down, which is not very helpful.
I just need to talk about the tailoring as ever. Why did
The
why
sparkles.
why did they do Breydon dirty like that and put him in that like Kevy Wevy collection 2017 edition sparkly jacket?
I liked it because I liked the sparkles coming off of it.
It was so terrible, I thought. I just thought, Breydon, it makes sense to like camp him up because he's the gay guy, but it was like you could have put him in something more stylish.
I liked it.
This was actually a really good competition.
Yes.
And
Did you like the fact that you had to sort of, you could wager more
Gam-
money or less?
gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Well,
I don't think I've ever seen a comp which is sort of like put the fate in their own hands. It's almost like it's normally a set of controlled conditions, right? Where you either succeed or you don't. But for them to have to wager these chips on how I've forgotten what was they were there questions about
yeah, questions about what
things that
day
had
did this
happened.
happen, maybe. Yeah. Um, but I have kind of seen this sort of thing on BBUS before where they do ones where you have to say it's like how many sweets are in this jar or something like that, and then you can either stay or fold depending on what the other answers are. So if you see the others answer they're wildly different to yours, you can fold, but you only get to fold a certain amount of times. But it's good.
What does fold mean?
Like you're out that round, but you can play the
Okay.
next round. But if you
Ah, okay.
stay and you're further stay,
Over. Is it
you're
like
out.
going over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
quite
see, I
good.
see.
I like ones like that because it's not just about knowing everything, it's about how confident you are of knowing things, isn't it?
Mm, yeah. Sometimes the confidence could be misplaced. And I remember I've heard Beth this week saying, "Oh, I know my days." We
Mm.
just saw her last week guess, I think day 22 for something which was day
Six.
9. Yeah.
So I've put Tara looks good, better than Beth.
Oh, Beth was in a sparkly red dress, I think, and
That was
I can't remember what Tara was put in actually, but it was a bit more subtle.
Tara looked quite sexy. Um, I've put Beth's snake earrings are gross but appropriate. um, and then it went down to a tiebreaker, and I think it was between Beth and Breydon, wasn't it? Beth kind of bet.
Oh my god, that tiebreaker was insane. Do you remember what the
Yeah.
question was?
No, I can't remember.
It was how many apples were balanced in
Oh
the
yeah,
spoil the apple cart, whatever it was called, comp.
yeah.
And Breydon stood there and did a calculation
He added
and
it up, didn't he?
got it spot on. I thought, how the hell could you know how many apples everyone got and remember
Hmm.
that? And it was 122 and he had it bang on. I was like, that is insane.
It's like
And
those people who can just look at like a number of things and then just tell you how many there are there. Like Rain Man.
scanning. Um, and then it was interesting also that Beth only drew with him because she like gambled. She like
Too
put a lot of
much.
chips.
Too much.
Or what was it? You could adjust or something at the end. Was
Wa-
that
uh,
that
wa-
one?
Was
No, it
it
wasn't that. It was a different
it
game.
it was like double or quits kind of thing, wasn't it? You could go all in and
Something like that.
all or nothing sort of thing. We're
Hmm.
not very au fait on the gambling terms, are we?
No, honestly, when I watch the Casino Royale film, there's like a whole scene in the casino, which is a poker game. All of it's lost on me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on at all.
I've seen that film.
Like the
Um,
beer gets poisoned. That's the only bit I can follow. That
so that was it for that episode.
was a good one. That comp was really good. That was really
Yeah.
tense viewing as well. So it was like two tense comps in one episode. It's like, oh,
Yeah, it
Big
was
Brother,
good.
you're really spoiling us with these tense competitions.
was fun. So do you want to talk us through the next one?
I'll try, but I don't know if I've got complete notes. Is it
Oh,
25?
yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. At the start, I think I've got a bit of a gap here, but maybe I've written it. But let's see. I just noted that they flashed back to Breydon winning the HOH, and it was quite cute the way he was going, yeah, like yes, it's like little squeaky yes. um, Breydon was basically very adamant from the start that Beth was the target in
Yeah.
the diary room.
And Beth said, I spent the majority of this game on top. And I thought, you did. Pathetic.
Yeah, and she said Breydon's been doing nothing and he's floated his way to where he is now.
Well, I mean, she's right. He has.
True.
Now,
Sorry, say that again.
now he's winning.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like not a problem to have a floater there until they start winning.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you're
Like if they bring it at the end, then you're fucked.
yeah. You're like, oh shit, we should have got rid of them.
Yeah. Keith said he felt like a big fish, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said a narwhal about to hit the block.
I did not write that down.
I said I like our chances no matter what.
Hmm.
I think to Kiefer.
Hmm.
Is Ty siding with Kiefer as well
Yeah, I
as
think
Breydon?
they do seem rather chummy now.
Keith thinks that. Oh yeah, Keith basically said to Ty that you're the one that can influence Breydon's HOH, so go do my bidding, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
he was worrying a bit, wasn't he?
I've got the HOH room now, so
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, by the way, coming into this episode, the night before, I was saying to Dan, oh, let's watch the veto, and I was
Hmm.
like, who's nominated again? Like I can't
Yeah, I
remember,
know
and then
because
I
they haven't done it
realized
yet, had they?
no, and I was like, oh, it's weird. I've completely blanked on who was nominated,
Yeah,
and then
I don't like it when it's not the right format. It's unsettling.
but I guess that's because they had so much to fit in with the
Yeah.
flashbacks and the comp,
Yeah,
and
no, I get it. I
they
just
wanted to give Tera's return the coverage it deserved.
mm.
And go to the jury house. Did they go to the jury house? I don't know.
Oh yeah, they did go at some point. I don't know if it's this episode.
Maybe it's this one. Oh yeah, and I've just written that my dinner arrived, so it's over to you until the veto competition.
Okay. Lucky I've got notes then. So
Oh, I've written about the letter from Breydon's friend Tamiwa.
ooh, it
The names are
said
so good in Canada.
it said Timiwa said you have the whole of Canada voting for you. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Did he even win Skip the Dishes? Skip the Slop?
I don't know. No, he's HOH.
Was he even? Of course not.
And then Breydon said in the diary room, I'm a boss ass person, and you know what I mean to say. He wanted to say he was a boss ass bitch. Can they not say bitch on Canada?
He admitted bitch.
What?
Did he admit bitch himself, or is that
Yeah,
you
he
trying to
said
do a clean version?
he said I'm a boss ass person, but you know what I want to say, the word that I want to say.
How bizarre.
I know. Doesn't work as well when you have to say it.
Perhaps you're not allowed to swear in the diary room. Although
No,
I'm sure I've heard people swearing in the diary room.
no, it's
You said Beth said she feels like a piece of shit.
sacred ground. Um, Bray's family could have smiled. Oh yeah, they did.
It was the siblings.
Fucking
They
hell,
were
man.
doing the typical talk
Jesus.
to this camera. I'm
Like,
frozen.
hi,
Stuff.
Breydon. We love you. Hope you come home soon. It's just like, fucking hell.
Really miss you.
Yeah, the warmth pouring out of this lot. Um, then they had Wendy's. Breydon was joking about Factor and Keith. Tara was crying to Breydon and saying, "Why did you vote me out?"
Who did he take to Wendy's?
It must have been Tara because he was joking about Factor and Keith. Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was.
Um, they were mentioning the Ty and Bray cuddlemance. Maybe more as a friend, maybe more than a friend, putting himself out there.
Yeah, that's when we saw Ty's sort of like process of what he was working on with Breydon.
Beth said Keith could save Tera and Ty would go up. Said Keith could save Tera.
Keith could save Tera and Ty could go up.
Keith will not use the veto on Tera.
Is this Beth starting to come up with various plans to keep herself
Probably.
in the house?
Oh yeah, Beth said if you lose me, you're fucked. She's always saying that,
To Breydon?
threatening people. Yeah.
If it's not someone telling Beth if they lose, she loses them, they're fucked. It's
Mm.
Beth saying it to someone else.
She's always coming up with shit. So then we had the nominations, and Beth and Tara went up on the block. Tara was getting mad about Ty's fake grin. I'm glad she noticed it too because it's like
Oh yeah, she did
wasn't
say
with the
like
eyes.
stupid fake smile or something.
Yeah, he's always grinning about. Well, actually, it was probably a real grin about Tara going. um, Tara turned her anger on Keith and Ty, and she said in the diary room she had her power braids in. Ty was pretending he still likes Beth. Beth said, "You're really pissing." Oh yeah, Beth went up to Bray and she said, "You're really pissing off your number two." And then Bray was like,
He went, "Oh, you're not my number two girlfriend or darling or honey or
I
whatever."
mean, he was basically like, when she said it, I don't know how he just didn't just laugh in her face. She said, not everyone can be number two. Um, and then Bray said, "I really did have you." And then after he left, Beth said, "It's so disgusting the way you guys have turned against me." What, a bit like you did with your own boyfriend. Boo hoo.
I thought it was Beth saying she really did have Breydon. Could have been
Uh,
that way around.
oh, could have been. Well, did you write any notes for this bit?
Not until the veto comp.
Oh, I guess you better shut up. So Beth confronted Keith and Ty about going back and forth about Jed. She said it wasn't just me going back and forth, it was both of you going back and forth, and you're trying to blame it all on me. And Ty said, "What are you suggesting?"
The thing is, they may have been like acting like they were going back and forth, but they could have
Mm,
been more committed in their own minds, I suppose.
that's true. Beth said, "I get the heat because you sleep in the same bed as him," about Ty and Breydon, basically saying you're, cozying up to him in bed.
Mm.
And Ty said, "It doesn't take a scientist to show Jed staying only benefited you." A scientist. Imagine a scientist getting involved in it. And then Beth said, "No, I don't want him here either." And Ty said, "Get in line. We're all in the same boat." Got the veto.
Let's have a look.
But back to you. My notes were not great there.
Uh, it is the pinball drop dropping balls down
Oh
the
yeah,
pinball
that
machine.
looked cool, don't you think?
That was straight out of Big Brother Australia, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the one that towards the final last year, Chad had to deal with a busted ankle.
Oh,
Do you remember when
yeah,
he
that does ring a bell.
afterwards had his little flag out?
Yeah, that does ring a bell running up and down the steps. And did you notice the music that they were playing here, Gaz?
No, or did it resemble a popular music
Just a
artist?
bit, probably one of the biggest rips of all time. It was dun, 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 dun. You recognize that?
No.
It was Tainted Love.
It was it.
Yeah, so I've put Fainted Love. Honestly, it was the biggest rip-off I've ever heard. It's shameless. 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 I like it though.
um so this is the one where you have to kind of like time
Oh yeah, the
how
balls.
what time to put the ball down because you've got to
Mm,
go from the top of the steps to catch it at the bottom,
mm,
and then they're going to gradually add more and more balls. This is the one which Tara said, "Hello, I'm a spin instructor. I've been waiting for an endurance comp,"
mm,
and then very swiftly dropped out of it when I think just two balls were introduced.
mm.
Um,
I didn't
Kiefer,
I didn't think
go
Keith
on.
was gonna do very well, did you?
No, Kiefer basically had the odds stacked against him in this one, didn't he? Just for
Yeah.
pure fitness of getting up and down stairs.
Yeah.
He dropped next, and then Beth dropped, and I think when that happened, you kind of well, it was like
It didn't matter.
this is game on
Yeah.
now. She's going to be nominated, and that's
Yeah.
kind of the way this week is going to end. She's going to
Mm.
go
I sort of secretly in my heart of hearts wanted Beth to win.
just to fuck it up for everyone
Yeah. I
in the
think
name of good TV.
yeah, I think she does. Although I can't stand her, I think she's so annoying. I do think she's a good character in an annoying way.
Yeah, I know you do. You think she's good casting somehow, but I'm not so sure.
No, she is because she's doing what she was cast for, which I'm sure, which is annoying the fuck out of people.
um, Breydon in the diary room said, "Is this the best case scenario? Have my two nominees just drop their balls?" Shut up.
Mhm.
Shut up became his catchphrase this week. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
And did
um,
and did he say has the power gone to my head? Maybe.
oh, he might have done.
I think he did.
Um, Ty then dropped, which basically left Breydon in the competition, which
Mm.
means he held all of the power this week, which is
And he
quite a turnaround for the floater.
won 3 comps in a row. Pretty
That
good.
resume is suddenly looking pretty good.
Maybe he was a comp beast all along and he was just throwing it, hiding his light under a bushel.
No, I'm not sure about
That's what he did
that.
say at the end, though.
Is Kiefer seriously saying good vibes only as they walk back into the house?
Did
live,
he?
live, laugh, love. Yeah. In the storeroom, Tera said, "Swear you're going to vote her out?
Mm,
Pinky promise?"
mm.
She basically was like, "Guys, cut me a break. Like,
Yeah.
I've just got Jed out for you. It's time to like draw the line in the sand. Like, let's take Beth out and let's agree that I'm safe. Can I just breathe for a minute?"
Mm.
And then Keith went, "Yeah, shall I go and tell her now?"
Yeah.
Because I will.
Yeah.
Which I think they were like, "No, don't do
Mhm.
that." In the HOH room, Breydon said, "I feel bad. I wanted Ty to have a moment."
Mm.
When you hear that,
Mm.
that kind of proves Ty's manipulation is very
Working.
much working.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, and there was a joke about backdooring Kiefer. Kiefer was like, don't you backdoor me." But I feel like, that they kind of knew that Beth would bring that as an angle. And I actually think backdooring Kiefer is a smart idea.
I,
Don't
I mean,
wouldn't you have thought?
I mean, in that house, literally anyone could do anything. After what's happened, I that's what's good about it. Normally, oh well, if so and so wins this, they're going to take so and so to the final two. I feel like in this house, literally anyone could take anyone to the final two, and anyone could get rid of anyone at any minute because there's no loyalty. They're not friends, none of them really. But I guess Breydon and Ty, they're not even real friends. None of them are. They're all just out for themselves. So that's what
Mm.
makes it for an interesting end game, though.
I think also like Kiefer has been removed from Sunsets for some time, so he's always been available for other options. And
Hmm.
Tara's kind of always been by herself as well. So like they are very like kind of
Lone wolves.
yeah, sort of like not wild cards, but they could do
Yeah,
anything, the
yeah.
pair of them.
Hmm.
Um yeah, I just thought that perhaps given what we know about Kiefer and the fact that everyone now knows that he masterminded getting Jed out,
Hmm.
it wouldn't have been it would have been a smart move to get rid of him if they decided to backdoor him.
Yeah, that's true.
And for some reason, Beth's going around playing like she's not a threat as well, but like Beth seems to have quite a strong resume as well,
Hmm.
if you ask me.
She does.
Um, oh, my notes have jumped. Sorry.
Okay, have you got this bit where Kiefer goes outside?
Is it the hot tub?
I
Yeah.
was certain that
Hmm.
Marsha the Moose was going to be out there,
Oh yeah, of
and
course. We haven't had Marsha still,
instead it was some fucking cold drinks and sandwiches. Who gives a
but
fuck?
I thought those drinks look like something you would have. Those cans.
Oh yeah, they did look quite nice, but I want Marsha the Moose. Are they really not going to have Marsha the Moose this year? I'm going to be very
I
upset.
told you, I do think she's going to come in for like the final dinner or
The
something and
awards
comedy, and
ceremony.
maybe the awards, which is
Awards
happening.
ceremony.
Perhaps she'll host that
Fucking better.
because you can't bring in like someone else to star them during a
No,
pandemic, can you?
that's true.
But you can bring in Marsha. She's
Yeah.
not carrying anything for
No,
sure.
she's COVID free.
Yeah, she's fully vaccinated. Um, yeah, Big Brother would like the house guests to blow off some steam in the hot
Mm,
tub while enjoying a beverage.
mm,
Um, Beth calls Breydon outside
mm,
and he goes, "I don't want to get pitched to."
mm,
Keeper's like, "Don't backdoor me." Keeper's still like
mm,
worrying about that.
mhm.
It's like a joke, but I feel like secretly he's worried
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, definitely.
Beth brings Kiefer the Kiefer resume argument as the strongest player, etc., which I
Mm,
think is the logical argument for Beth to play.
mm,
And she was saying that it was Breydon's moment to make a big move.
mm.
I mean, to be fair, I think that is the bigger move for Breydon's resume, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it is. I agree.
Ty really plans to take Breydon to final two, I've written here,
Mm.
but does he? I can't tell.
Who knows?
But then Ty says, I'm thinking about backdooring Kiefer. I think. Did he say that?
Um,
Did I mishear?
I've got Bray was debating about backdoor Kiefer.
With Ty. So
Oh, it could have been. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Ty called Bertha Beef, which I didn't think
missed
sounded
that.
didn't think that sounded complimentary.
No, it doesn't. I've got the POV ceremony next. How about you?
um. Yes.
Beth said there are only so many opportunities left in this game to make big moves and stand out from the rest.
Sorry, I'm just repositioning my leg.
That's okay. And Tera said, I know what it's like to be underestimated in this game, and I'm so proud of you for winning the veto yourself.
Hmm.
But I won't be mad if you use it on me.
Hmm.
And I think there was a bit more, but there wasn't much of an argument
No.
there. I think Tera was very safe and safe in the knowledge that she was staying, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then he didn't use it, right?
He didn't use it, and he said, "Actions speak louder than words. I'm doing this to get the least amount of blood on my hands, and I stick to my decisions." I thought, oh, at least someone does.
I
That was
felt
that.
like the blood on your hands
Mm,
argument at this stage was a bit perhaps redundant.
mm. Probably just wanted to say the words "blood on your hands" because it's standard, isn't
Check it off on your bingo card.
it? Do you need a break or anything? Do you need a wee or get another
If you want to,
do, do you want to?
I can carry on.
I can carry on as well. Just get one after can. Um,
Okay.
so shall I take the lead on the eviction or
Sure.
um oh yeah, the announcer guy says, "Will Beth ever stop
Ever stop
shouting?"
shouting?
That was so funny. Why is
I
she shouting such a lot?
I
So
don't know why, but I liked how in the intro they kind of took the piss about the fact that it was Beth and Tara on the block again, and they put nominated, and in brackets it said again.
yeah. Yeah, it's a bit boring to see the same two people on the block again. Oh, now, what are your thoughts on Arissa's glittery suit with the long legs?
So it wasn't a bad glitter like Breydon's suit. I
Mm,
liked the wide leg
mm,
look. It was kind of a power suit type vibe, wasn't it?
mm.
I thought it was good.
It's a
You
no
went
from
into it?
me. No,
Is it a no from you?
no.
Um, this is the outfit that I didn't appreciate fully until I saw it in the photos on Instagram.
Oh, really? Okay.
She had really good gold shoes on as well, and that's
Didn't
the one with
even
the
see her
necklace.
fucking shoes because her trousers were so long.
I liked it. I thought that it suited the theme, like sort of
Oh, the
night
sparkle.
sky theme outside the house. Yeah.
Mm. I'm too scared to look at her Instagram at the moment because I worry about spoilers.
Well, there can't possibly be any spoilers now because there's not an episode till what,
Oh, when?
tomorrow.
Hmm. How many more episodes are there? Is there still three left?
I feel like there's still
It would make sense for
at
them.
least three because there's a
Hmm.
special eviction on Wednesday. No, that she
Hmm.
said about.
So I've put here, surely it's Beth's time to go. She should have kept Jed. Beth said, "Are they in there celebrating?" to Ty. And she said, "I'm a little annoyed." And Ty said, "Why?" Well, because she's on the block. Um, they started bickering between themselves. And
Who's bickering? Sorry, I missed that.
Ty and Beth. And
Okay.
Ty said he resented her for previous moves. And Beth said, "You were never going to go out last week." And then Ty said, "Why would I need your blessing to vote out Jed?" And Ty said, "Are you campaigning to me right now because you're doing a horrible job?" And Beth was yelling. Have you got more on this?
Mm, I've put Beth was questioning why they aren't backdooring Kiefer
Hmm.
and is upset that Ty didn't have a back during Breydon's HOH. Yeah,
Ty,
Ty versus Beth in the kitchen. I've put he is fuming at her. I think I was too busy trying to work out what the hell was going on to make notes. But he looked really, really pissed off.
I've got some more notes. Ty said,
Mm.
"This shit is getting old." And Beth said, "You floated through this game." And Ty said, "Enjoy jury, Beth," as he walked off.
The
And
only bit before that I've got is that Beth said, I didn't know me voting up my showmans would bring out another one, you and Breydon.
ooh,
Yeah.
tea. Um, and then Beth said, "Are you going to vote me out?" And Ty said, "Oh no, this was later when she went to do the damage control." And she said, "You've played a better game than me." And she said, "Are you going to vote me out?" And Ty just went, "Yeah, I am." I thought, fucking hell, man, he's so cold. It's good though. You got any more earlier stuff?
Only that after that encounter, conflict between Beth and Ty, she
Mm.
retreated to the Expedia room and sniffed her own armpit and proceeded to go absolutely like off her nut, going, "I'm being voted out. I'm being voted out."
Wasn't she laughing about it? Like,
It was sort of like, yeah, like theatrical, kind of like
mm.
the demise of a Disney villain.
um, I've put here, I've never seen anyone turn on their alliance like Ty has. Um, Beth was crying, but I said, once you cut your showmance, no one can trust you. Oh, yeah, she's having a pity party on her own. Then she went to go and campaign to Kiefer. Kiefer
Oh,
said, oh, go on,
hang
go
on.
on.
I think before she went to Kiefer, uh, Beth said to Ty, "I think no." Ty said to Beth, "I think you deserve to win this game
Hmm.
too. I think you deserve to win this game too." And Beth
Ty
said,
said that to
I
Beth.
do." And Beth said, "I do."
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ty said he thinks that everyone would take Beth to final two in the
Hmm.
house. I'm like,
I don't think so.
I don't think anyone would.
No, me either.
Go on. Yeah, I've got about the plan to convince Kiefer to keep her, and I've just written, "Good luck with that."
Yeah. Um, but Beth, Kiefer said, "I think Tera is better for my game." And Beth said,
Yeah,
why does no one believe me? No one is taking you to the end. And Kiefer went, "Neither are you."
neither are you.
That was so good.
What can you say to that? Like, oh shit.
When he's on his high horse, it's just fucking hilarious. I've put Keith is so done with Beth. And then Ty was listening at the door, wasn't he? Do you remember? He was on the landing listening.
No, I don't remember that actually.
You were probably looking at something else. And then Kiefer said, "This whole place could be engulfed in flames by eviction day."
Let's hope not.
It's like a health and safety issue.
Already had to shut down one series early.
Yeah, they got dodgy wiring. Um, and then we were on to the Weber raccoon counting filler section. Thoughts?
Hang on. Kiefer said that Beth can still. It was an interesting bit. I think he was in the diary room and he was like, Beth can still cause damage in the Big Brother house
Yeah, that's
and the
true.
jury house.
That's
So he
true.
was like, she's bad news wherever she is,
Mm.
basically.
Yeah, that's very true.
Um, did you enjoy the respite of the Weber grilling promotion and the furry raccoon on the fence?
No, I don't want respite. I want more arguments.
But the real task is,
You gotta
you
love
didn't
it.
like that?
Yeah, I liked it, but it's just filler, isn't it? Just pure filler.
Well, they've got to get the sponsorship money in there somehow. But
What did it even have to do with Weber?
uh oh yeah, I've got a question with this because Dan thought that the winner basically they have to count them all night how many raccoons are coming up, but then they take the others aside and go, actually, you've got to
Yeah.
distract them.
Oh.
And if they get it wrong, you win. And Dan thought they win the actual grill to take
Right.
home. But it's
Mm.
like, how can all three of them take home the grill, or they all get a grill?
Wasn't it just
I
a
don't know.
party they won?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like I thought it was like if they get it right, they get the barbecue party, and if the others distract them, they get the party. But it
Yeah.
didn't seem to
That.
be like that, was it?
Oh. Yeah, I'm on your side, although I can't remember what actually happened. That's what it
But
seemed.
in the end, they all got the reward, which
Oh,
is reminds
disappointing.
me of the BB Australia golden ticket cinema thing. I was like,
Hmm.
make it so that not everyone gets this. Like
Yeah.
that's what Big Brother's supposed to do. Like some people enjoy the party and the other people
Yeah.
watch through the window. Like
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
Right. I must say I did enjoy the others popping up behind the fence to try and put them off. That
Yeah,
was
but
quite
didn't you think like
funny.
it became obvious that they were trying to sabotage it, whereas it should have been like you need to subtly sabotage it,
Right.
like
Okay. Yeah.
perhaps like go and accidentally spill your drink on
Yeah.
Beth's lap or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny, but it made me think of Big Brother Australia actually, and those little possums peeking out of the holes. They are real
Oh
life
yeah,
possums.
they're real. Yeah.
Yeah. Reminded me of that.
I remember watching that first episode of BB Australia and spotting those holes, those like peepholes in the garden, and thinking
Yeah.
of the possum holes. They're still there.
Yeah. Oh, might see some more. Mhm. So
Oh, then now's the jury section. Oh,
Keith,
sorry, have you got more about the
oh,
raccoons?
yeah, just that Keith took over the grilling and was saying how wonderful the barbecue was. It looked nice, actually. The videos, I must say.
The food looked nice. Wow.
Yeah, just looked,
What's this?
just made me want to have a barbecue, to be honest.
Mm.
Go on, you can do jury
Um,
house.
yeah, we saw the jury house again, and the jury cam was back. I know you're a fan of that.
Oh, it's irritating. I don't get it.
Why?
The first thing Vic said was fucking hilarious.
What did she say? Tell me, because I don't think I've got it.
They were looking on the like off the side of the pier, and she said, "Oh look, it's Tera floating." It's so good.
I want to know why are the cameras so bad in the jury house? Like,
Who's filming
what are
it?
they filming that on? A fucking GoPro?
Oh, they film this podcast more effectively, not bouncing around.
The lighting was so bad in the like kitchen area. It was all just glare. You could hardly see
Yeah,
like
I
half of their
don't,
faces.
I don't get it, and I don't get why they put jury camera on the side of it. It's just irritating as fuck.
It's almost to like excuse the bad quality, I think.
Yeah,
But like, why
yeah,
not rig the jury house with Gogglebox style cameras?
yeah,
Like, you could do that.
yeah. I don't get that.
Um,
I can only assume they're trying to be cheap.
yeah. Tina had straightened her hair. Did you notice for the first time since she's been on TV? It's like,
Did not notice. No.
you're on TV less now than you were in the Big Brother house, and now you've
Mm.
decided to make an effort.
Maybe she normally curls it.
Maybe. I think it's more. I don't think so. I think it's just a natural wave. Um, the jury got to sit and watch the eviction outside in the cold. It looked like
Mm.
they looked very cold. Do you not
Oh
think?
yeah, I did.
Victoria said it's tough to watch, and then ate popcorn.
Yeah, yeah, I put that as well. And Jed said, "At least I went out in a twist." And it's like, not you didn't really go out in a twist. You went out from your own stupidness, and then there was a twist where you also didn't come back in. So not very much.
Yeah,
You still look good.
you went out from a poor move, and then a twist sealed it, like
Yeah.
fucked you over even more.
Sealed your fate.
Have you got anything else from jury? Because I have not,
Hang on. Um,
apart from Victoria squealing over
oh,
various insects.
Rose's reaction when Jed took Beth off, he was just like, he was so shocked. Um, and then Jed said, "I did a move no one has ever done before." Yes, because it's dumb and no one would do that move ever again. Vic was spraying fly spray on the midges. And then Jed said, "I do still love Beth." Jesus, what more does the woman need to do to him to get about freckles in on this action? Um, um, and then we had that was it for jury. And then we had skip the dishes, and Beth actually thought people might have picked her for it.
Did she?
As if it was only between her and Kiefer.
Have you noticed that the jumper that Breydon was wearing, at some point everyone's worn that jumper?
Was it a purple
It's
one?
no, it's white and it has like a sort of like cat type creature drawn on it.
Oh,
Um,
he was wearing a lovely purple knit jumper. It was really nice.
well, I've seen this jumper be worn by Breydon, Kiefer, and Beth at various points. So I'm like, whose is this jumper? I couldn't tell.
Hold on, Beth and Kiefer are fitting into the same like McClover.
Yeah, I know. um, Why have I written a packing segment?
Oh,
When Tara and Beth were packing, and Beth claimed to be at peace.
yeah. And Tara said she didn't know her days, and Beth said, "Oh, I've been studying. I'll teach you."
Beth said, "Oh, I know my males and my females."
Mm.
And I think there was a bit like, what? Someone was
What does
asking
that
her, like,
mean?
what are you talking about? And she's like, like sometimes they'll ask like
Mm.
a female that won veto on this day. And I'm
Mm.
like, I don't think I've ever heard them ever say that.
No, me either.
Because also like that's that's like discriminatory. Not that there's anyone who's non-binary in the house, but like if there was, you couldn't do that.
No, that's true. And then Kiefer came in, and I think he said to Beth, "Oh, you shouldn't tell us that you've been studying because that's the reason for us to get you out."
Like you need more reasons.
Yeah, what a load of rubbish trying to put it on her.
Oh,
And
but isn't that when was
he
that when
said
Keith
you
went, "Oh,
don't.
you might not be going"?
Yeah, he said you don't know that you're leaving for sure. Why give someone that false hope?
Tara was really pissed off at that as well. He's like,
Yeah,
she was like, "Why would you make me feel on edge as well and act like this could flip now? Like it's not fair."
yeah. She said I've been alone in this game for so long. Well, about 2 weeks since Tina left, actually. Um, um. Then Beth was campaigning to Ty and Breydon and moaning that she got blamed for the Kiefer backdoor.
That it was so gross.
And
But she was getting all the heat for it.
then Keith was peeking
Oh,
around the door.
yeah. That was fun. It's always fun to watch someone listening. And that's when Beth said, "Oh, he's been expendable to use a whole
Oh,
game." Was that about Braden
about
or Kiefer?
Breydon to Ty. And
Actually, I thought it was about Kiefer. I thought it was about Kiefer.
no, it wasn't. And she said, you've said you've had him in your back pocket this whole time. And Ty was just like,
Word
no.
for word, she said.
Yeah, and Ty, you could tell Ty was lying, couldn't you?
I mean, I do remember those conversations about
Yeah.
that actually.
And then in the diary room, Ty said, Beth is a bus driver. She's throwing everyone under it. Oh, you're a bus driver. You wouldn't be throwing people under it. That'd make it hard
I
to.
mean, ideally not. You'd
Mm.
be out of a job.
And he said, I don't need her vote. I don't want it. Wow, he's really gone full circle on Beth, hasn't he?
Kamikaze.
God. I noticed here also Ty was wearing new glasses I've never ever seen him wear before. I don't think it's weird
Oh,
when in BB Canada people just start wearing new clothing items this far down the line. And there were those ones that they're black on top and then clear underneath, like
oh,
sort of Morrissey
yeah.
style. They were
Clark
nice.
Kent.
Yeah, they were nice.
Um,
Mm.
in the next part, Arissa revealed the prize to them, so they did not know what they were playing for up until now. Isn't that a bit strange?
Yeah, I don't get that.
And the prize is a
Sunlight cleaning.
a hundred, $100 Canadian. Oh shit. Tara thanked her warrior mum for showing her what it means to be a strong woman.
Mm.
Got that? Are you around there?
I noticed something before
What's
that.
that?
When they go to do the nominate, what is it? The nomination? No, the eviction. They do the exact
Yeah.
same noise as on Big Brother Australia, where it goes when the lights go down.
It's not the same noise.
Very
PV Australia's noise is slightly more high production value, I think.
similar noise.
That's because that's the essence of Big Brother. That sort of like bassy electronic
Ooh, the
sound.
essence of Big Brother. Ode of Big Brother.
I wrote that. Oh yeah, these are speeches. Sorry, that must be the speeches before the vote where Tara thanked her warrior mum.
Yeah.
Beth, I've written. I don't think she should be wearing that nude dress. To be honest,
Hmm. I don't remember that.
I
Beth just
think.
all of Beth's clothes are just diabolical and need to be incinerated.
She said, "Braden and Ty, please think long and hard if you want to guarantee your spot in final three."
Mhm.
Um, and she said that all of them represent strong and important communities.
You don't, Beth.
So please gracefully bow out. Um, after the vote, I noticed that Rissa did the Terra "You are safe."
Oh yeah, that old trick.
Yeah, take on things rather than going straight to the effectee.
Uh-huh.
Um, Who voted again?
Uh,
Kiefer and
Kiefer and Ty. Yeah,
Ty. Yeah,
yeah. Um,
because Breydon was HOH.
did you notice Ty left Beth a very sweet goodbye message saying, "I love you. We've always been friends." Blah blah blah. Complete opposite of what he's been saying about her for the past week or so. So he has got a bit of jury management left in him. Well, you didn't need that boat tie.
Beth. Oh no, when she came out, Arista said, "You were final four for like an hour."
Ouch.
Shade. And Beth says she should have backdoored Kiefer.
Correct. And not
Beth
backdoor Jed.
Beth thinks Kiefer will win, but she hopes that it's Tera.
Interesting.
Interesting that
Hmm.
it does seem like all bridges are burnt now between
Yeah.
the Sunsetters or the sauce, whatever it is.
Mm.
What did it mean when Kiefer said, held up his fingers and said, "Read outside the lines"?
I
Did it
don't
mean
remember. I don't remember him saying that.
what's the rude sign? That
What did he? How did he hold it up?
three three fingers. He said, "Read outside the lines."
Is he saying he wasn't in the sauce? So he's got the
Oh,
other.
maybe he was never. Oh,
Hmm.
maybe,
Maybe that.
maybe. Arissa said to uh, Beth, "I have a feeling you're going to have a great time in jury.
Yeah. We know doing what?
Please,
Getting banged.
I don't need this smut in
You
an
might as well
eviction interview."
enjoy it while it lasts, Beth, because once Jed comes out and sees his mum, it's over. Get those shags in while you can.
So we got to see the start of the HH comp.
Oh, hold on. There was another goodbye.
Oh yeah,
Goodbye. Why am I saying that so weird?
goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Another goodbye message. I think it was Breydon, although I've not quite written it down. It said,
Must have been.
we've been working together since day 2." I think Breydon said that to Beth. Someone's rewriting history now.
Yeah, day 2. You were doing Charlie's Angels poses with Julie Vu and Austin at the door.
Yeah, and being in the lip
Or
gloss.
maybe Victoria.
No, they were. I think it was Judy. Oh, I'm not sure actually.
I think it was Julie and Austin. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this competition, I think I started eating here, so I didn't write anything down.
Well, we barely got to see any of it,
Mm,
so it's not much to say. But it was called Buzzer Beater, and it was in the games room, and it was
mm,
this sort of like they deal out the cards, and they are the housemates who played in the veto,
mm.
and it's the
Oh
kind of thing which is going to always be impossible for us to even guess.
yeah.
So you then
Don't
have
you
to,
find that annoying? Or you kind of want to play along at home and you can't.
yeah.
Mm,
The answer is the person who was evicted after that veto competition.
mm, right. Yeah, you're right. They only showed about 2 seconds of it, didn't they?
Yeah, which was
Is that
kind of
it?
disappointing, but that was it.
Is that have we done the whole of Big Brother Canada?
That's the week in BBCAN.
You know what? We did that very good, because I feel like we didn't rush it,
Keep
but
this up.
we didn't like linger on. But I feel like it was quite punchy. So
I'll tell you what, we went around the houses last week. We were so much lingering. We were so confused. It was terrible last week.
Jesus, what
You know
when you
why? It's
edited?
better. It's
Hmm.
better when one of us leads the notes and one of us
Yeah,
has not so many notes. Get through
yeah.
it like that. I mean, we miss all the details probably, but
Look, if there's anything important, one of us would have written it down. Don't you think?
true, true.
Yeah, I'm pleased with that.
Shall we now break before we go into Big Brother Australia
Yeah,
then?
especially considering I've not even had a drink. God, I'm on fire.
I'm on fire.
I need to pause this my side, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I shall pause. Back
Okay.
soon. Coming to you from outside the Big Brother Australia house. It's me, Lindsay.
With the new glasses strategy that Ty was using. If you're watching on YouTube,
I have got my eyes are sore. Um,
do you
so
know I'm so excited to talk about Big Brother
come on,
Australia.
tell us your thoughts.
I love it. I just do. And I know there's problems with it. I know it's not perfect. I know there's many things that many people would change. But
Mm,
I think it's a bloody entertaining show. As
mm,
though although it's too long in episodes, the
mm.
benefit for us is we're downloading it and we're watching it later so we can pause.
Yeah.
So, if I was in the if I was in the actual TV audience in Australia, I'd probably think, God, this is a bit of a
Mm,
schlep to get to the end.
yeah.
But But I feel like because it's pre-recorded, which is not something that I'm really into the idea of,
Mm.
but they've edited out anything that's dull, and it's all the good content.
Mm.
Would you
Yeah,
agree?
I yeah, I do agree. I'm slightly worried about some of the housemates being a bit boring. Uh,
Yeah, same.
luckily, we've got the one housemate that we need, but
Oh.
I'm rather nervous about his chances going forward. Um, and just compared to Canada, especially this year, just the diversity seems very, very far back, very old fashioned, don't you
You
think?
say that, but don't you think
Mm.
that for Australia it is quite a diverse cast?
Yeah, I guess
In
for
that you've got Carlos, who's obviously from I guess Spain, Europe, the European.
mm,
There's SJ who's British, so that's like us having John James in our cast, like
mm.
having an Australian and UK Big Brother.
I didn't know she was
And
British.
can't tell SJ's British.
No.
Gosh, she's I mean from her accent, but also she wears the Union Jack
Oh,
t-shirt quite a lot.
I must have missed that.
Um and you've got like
Older
are there
people.
like two gay people now? And now they're all in. There's like at least one gay guy.
The problem is they
Um,
don't
I
bother
think that
to actually introduce people, so fuck
yeah,
knows. That's another
and three people of color,
one.
which for okay, admittedly we've already lost one, but like for Australia, I know that's it's out of 20 people, but that's
Mm,
more people than you would expect. I would say in an Australian series,
mm,
and I don't think they're sort of like pushing the boundaries and trying to necessarily go for the diversity angle, but I feel like it reminds me a little bit of UK Big Brother, a bit like Big Brother 6. Like you got the Europe, we had Jerry the Greek. Like they're trying to be more, include more variety than they have in the past, I think, or at least in the last series.
okay, so compared to other series of Big Brother Australia, maybe it's diverse, but because we're watching Canada at the moment, it just don't it all the white people just it feels like a lot, and it was off-putting to me at first. But 20 people as well, it's just fucking way too many. It's way
Especially when a good 5 to 6 of them seem to have no personality.
yeah, and you just don't need 20 people. You just do not need that many people.
Especially not when you are broadcasting the show in this way, when you're trying to pack everything into such a small amount of time.
Mm.
Like it doesn't make sense to have that many people because you haven't got the time to cover them all.
And also, if you're going to bring in new people, it was literally like 2 days later they brought them in. It's like bring people in once people have bonded and been in there a couple of weeks, and really
Yeah, so it
freak them
stirs
out.
things up.
Whereas
Yeah.
we were just like, well, I don't know these people, and now I don't know these people either. Okay, it's just that didn't work for me. I do agree the show is entertaining. I must say I'm not that keen on the comps either as a whole. They're too physical. Um, but to me, all you need is Daniel, and that's it. And that's that.
So how do you want to go through this? Do you want to talk about them? Do you want to talk about the people? Do you want to go through notes of what happened? Or
Um, whatever we can do most efficiently.
I mean, my notes are so long, and I wanted to. We said we were going to do BBAU in brief, and it was going to be like a segment at the end.
Hmm.
But the problem with BBAU is we've had 3 episodes in a week, which actually cover about at least a week and a half of real life time, don't
Hmm.
they? If not
Yeah.
more. I'd say it's the equivalent of 3 weeks of content.
Hmm.
So we're kind of screwed either way.
Well, let's go through the notes, but let's not, you know, harp on small things too much. Oh, let's talk about the house at first.
Okay,
Um,
well,
go on.
they've hardly changed the house, have they? Like
Hmm.
it's very much the same house as before, apart from the secret rooms seem to be the bit they've really emphasized changing.
I like the diary room chair.
I love the
That's
diary room. The
classy.
diary room feels like
Hmm.
such a diary room to me. And
Yeah.
this is what I get from BB Australia that I don't get from Canada. It's
Yeah.
like it's the feeling of Big Brother. Like it's actually having Big Brother is present in this Big Brother and isn't in Canada. And I think that's why I'm
Yeah.
so excited about Australia because
Hmm.
Big Brother has a personality. The diary room looks like the diary room. It has a unique chair
Hmm.
and It just feels more Big Brother to me.
Your little face light up.
I'm so excited about it.
No,
Like I
no.
love the way, and I did a thread like last night about BBAU and why I think it's good because I think a lot of people give it a lot of shit,
Hmm.
but I
They're-
like the way Big Brother talks to the housemates and has a funny personality.
hmm.
And not only does it in the diary room, but does it during competitions and does it
Hmm.
during life as well. Like makes little quips and things,
Little
which I think is
comments, yeah.
fun because
Yeah,
Big Brother's never done that in the UK.
yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, there are a lot of things I like about it. There,
What else about the house? Sorry, you wanted to talk about the house.
yeah, you're right. The living room is kind of the same, isn't it?
They've just
Um,
sort of changed the lighting on the colors of the walls and the
mm,
shapes in the walls, but otherwise it's like
it's-
essentially it's the same kitchen units, it's the same
mm, same
columns and
bathroom.
structure. Yeah.
The I've not seen this icy room yet. I don't know what's happening in there, but that looks quite cool.
I almost wish they hadn't shown that in teasers and
Yeah, have
they
it
they, they
more.
showed too much. And if you were lucky because you obviously didn't watch any of the trailers and
Mm,
stuff, but they showed they showed the airplane in the trailers and they showed clips of the competitions. It's like I don't want to see that. That's a surprise to come later.
yeah, fuck that. Ugh, they don't know how to make their own show. Um, and then obviously there's the room with the couch, but we'll come to that when we get to it in our notes. Mm.
Oh, the old green room.
Yeah, you're right. There's not that much to say about the house. To
I,
be
I
fair,
mean, I think it's like it works. That house works as a Big Brother house. Like I'd like them to do more with it, but actually, I just think like they haven't got the budget, so
mm,
fair enough. I don't like you say, it's not necessarily about the house. It's about the housemates, and it
yeah,
feels Big Brothery enough for me to be happy with it. And the one thing I think is really strong in this house is the lighting. All the lights are so good.
oh, the lighting is good. Yeah, you know me, I have to get the lighting right. Um, what do you think of Sonia coming back and her presenting style in general? That's
Well, I think that the launch, obviously, like the format of the launch show isn't really a launch show. If they gave it a proper launch show where Sonia got to introduce
mm,
every housemate and they got a VT, it would be a lot better. We'd see more of her and we'd see more
yeah.
of them. Some of those housemates are just like, oh, it's like, oh, here's this person, and then suddenly it's their VT or whatever, and then it's like, oh, and here's two other people. They can just go in.
And then
Sonia didn't even say hello.
they do the VT like 2 days later. It's like, no, I don't want that. I want to know
And
what these people are like now.
don't you think a bit like trying to second guess Jedson's emotions in the diary room. When you see a VT, don't you think, oh, we're seeing the VT, so they're going to go soon? Like, because
Possibly, yeah.
they have to fit them in
Mm,
before they get the boot.
yeah. And also, like, say the first competition or something, I don't know who to root for because I don't know who the fuck anyone is yet. It's like, it, I just don't know who made the decision to edit the show like that. It just does not work. It really doesn't.
No, I agree, and I would much rather have a standalone launch where I get to see all of them and find out who we're actually dealing with
Mm,
here. But it's the way it is. Once it got past that first half of the show, I kind of forgot about it because
mm,
the twist came in and it was
mm.
so good.
So, Sonia looks good, I must say.
She looked cold outside on that
Mm.
bloody cliff edge. I thought she's not wearing enough clothes for this for a start. And her hair was all like she was very windswept. She had a
Oh,
lot of like
when she had
stray
it
ends.
cropped up, it looked awful. But
I think she's got no choice because of the wind, but to put it like up in a
oh,
bun.
I see. But
Otherwise, it
she
will be in her face.
looks bloody good for her age, though. I won't give her that much.
Did you spot any cameos from previous housemates?
Marissa,
Is it only Marissa that bothered to turn up? How
I
weird is
know.
that?
I was like, oh, it's Marissa. Was anyone else there?
I I thought there must be because like, why of all people is it Marissa?
Hmm.
Probably should just put the bins out or something like when she was
Maybe
evicted.
maybe she, maybe she lives nearby.
I mean, it is still weird how it looks like the house is in a car park and you can just drive up to it. I do
That is,
find that really, really weird.
yeah, I don't agree with that.
But it
Um,
had more atmosphere, I think, than last series.
hmm, hmm.
Like it felt like there were people there and they were excited and there was an audience of sorts. I don't remember that happening in the last launch, but maybe there was.
They're not having to come out with a mask on, are they? Because they don't get an interview, do they?
No, they go in the taxi, don't they? Like the end of The Apprentice.
They
if
weren't
if
even
they're lucky.
they weren't even wearing a mask in the taxi. Disgraceful.
Yeah. What did you think about them being together in groups in the car? I thought that was a bit weird.
Oh yeah. I don't think
There's
they got much COVID in Australia though, did they?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't even from a COVID point of view. I just thought putting them together and letting the interactions happen
Oh, I see. Yeah,
before they got into the house is like unusual.
like they shouldn't be allowed to speak to each other before.
Yeah.
You can see it. Oh, there was another bit of the house we didn't mention, the attic.
We
Remember the
yeah.
steps coming down from the attic? That looked quite interesting.
Another thing we should be kept in the
Yeah,
dark about until later.
yeah. Stop that, big brother. So they've introduced a few housemates here.
Mm,
Carlos, I've put he's Italian. Did you say he was Spanish?
I think he's Spanish. Yeah,
I like him, but
he is Spanish.
he seems to be crying a lot.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I th-
on
go on.
that thing where they had to jump and do the bags, he was shitting himself, wasn't
Oh,
he?
um, I've watched. I obviously watched a little bit of the
Mm.
pre-show promo and stuff. So like I saw a few VTs and things.
Oh yeah,
Or
go on.
so I saw Carlos's whole angle is his obsession with coffee and how he has 14 coffees a day or whatever.
God.
To which Dan said that would actually what my Dan he said that's actually like dangerous.
Sounds it.
I don't know. I'm totally off my notes already. But
Give yourself a heart murmur.
yeah, exactly. And my concern about Carlos is that his personality is I'm European,
Mm.
which actually isn't a personality.
Yeah.
Don't you think? It's like for the purposes of Australia,
Mm.
he's interesting because
Mm.
he's from a different culture.
Mm.
But I don't think that's enough
Mm.
entertainment for me.
I think he's quite sweet.
Oh, okay.
But the jury's still out. So the next person introduced was Katie. Do you know who that is?
Katie is. What does she do again? She's like some sort of athlete, is she?
Boxing, I've put here.
Oh,
She's an annoying cow with a big mouth, is what she is.
did
And
she get a VT?
they should have got rid of her when they had the chance. But as far as I'm concerned, she's the new Beth, which is not what we want.
um, she said, I don't know where we are in. Are we going through notes here, or
I'm going through
are
my
we in
notes.
order?
I'm going through my notes. I don't know what you're doing.
So were these people introduced before Daniel?
Their names were mentioned, and I wrote them down and wrote these things.
Okay.
And she said, I will not let on that I'm intelligent.
Didn't she say that she has a podcast as well?
Oh, yeah, I think so. That's not a job.
I mean,
I could assure you,
some people can make a living off this shit. We can't.
not with our views. Go on, you pick up your notes if you want.
um, my first notes is that it was about Daniel.
Oh,
So I don't know.
hold
Maybe I
on.
wasn't noting early on.
I've got a little bit more before that then.
Okay.
They showed the graffiti sort of backyard sandpit thing.
Oh yeah.
And then they introduced Melissa, who I noted looks just like Caroline from Big Brother UK, which Luke A agreed with. And she is a sheep farmer. She's not used to Wi-Fi or electric. She was calling the city Cement City, which is quite annoying. She wants her kids to grow up on the farm and for their kids to grow up on the farm. What if they don't want to grow up on the fucking farm? You should want them to do whatever they want, stupid. And then when she got in, she was like, "Oh, can we drink water from the tap here?" It's just like, "Oh, fuck off." But I have grown too much. What your thoughts?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I did write Farmer Melissa. I think for some reason at the start I wasn't making notes. I don't know why. But what I've seen. So I was obviously trying to avoid Twitter because there was so much had passed. What I've seen on Twitter is that people in Australia are tired of this farmer trope on reality TV. But we did see they've got that Farmer Wants a Wife actual show, haven't they? Which is set in the outback, wherever. So it seems like Australians are a bit tired of this, and they've seen it all before,
Hmm.
and they feel like they're doing it to death. But for me, like who doesn't watch those other shows,
Hmm.
actually, I think that's kind of possibly an interesting background to have in the house.
Yeah.
And like aside from the whole farmer stuff, she actually seemed to have no fucking filter and just say whatever the hell she was thinking at the time, which is
Yeah.
good TV.
And she's quite tough,
Oh
as
yeah, she
it
is,
turns
as we've
out. So,
seen.
like, I admire her for that alone. Next, we had the star of the show. Over to you.
So I've written that Daniel is an in the closet real estate agent. Do you think he's in the closet?
I certainly thought he was on cocaine, but yeah, actually, yeah, we did think he was in the closet as well. Oh
I honestly think that
yes,
his bravado. Go on, what do you
gay
say?
question mark I've got
Yeah,
written.
I think his bravado is painful insecurity
Mm.
and like being massively unsure in his own body, as demonstrated by like the fact he's had, Botox and
Botox,
fillers or
yeah,
whatever else,
hair
and
transplant.
Dan thinks he might even have the Mr. Paparazzi ab fillers going on.
Uh,
Um, but I did enjoy when he joked that he was 70 years old, and then Nick, who had gone in with him,
oh
Nicholas,
yeah.
believed he was like, oh, you look really good for that. And then Melissa believed it as well. I started talking to Big Brother about it in the diary room. Did Big
Big
Brother
Brother,
tell
yeah,
Melissa he's
Big
not
Brother,
actually that age?
yeah, Big Brother should have kept his mouth shut. um,
But honestly, I think that from what I've seen, people are saying that he is problematic, and he make his comments like, he's the way he said Renata was Colombian or whatever is like
oh yeah.
insensitive to
Oh,
like
but
other
come
cultures and stuff,
on.
and that
Oh.
he's a massive problem. But I just think he's the best TV.
People just don't bother watching TV if you're going to be like that. Just fuck off. Seriously, just fuck off. Oh my god, it that's so dumb. I'm not even going to get question. Not even going to go into.
don't don't bother watching TV if you're going to be like that. Is
Yeah,
brilliant.
just fuck off. Just go and fucking.
Especially not Big Brother.
Um. Yeah, and then
Big Papa.
he come in the house and he was like, "This is my house. This is my house." This is
Like, hell's coming.
he was like putting me on edge at first. I was thinking, oh, I don't like this guy's energy. It's like making me feel nervous. Um, and he said, I take it right to the edge. And he's pathologically strategic. Oof,
Oof.
sure about
That's what he
that.
thinks. How did they find him?
Oh, God
That's what I
knows.
want to know. Did Daniel apply? Did they scout him? Like, however they found him,
Hmm.
keep doing that
Yeah.
because he is brilliant.
He's,
And
once he goes, I'm worried I'm going to lose interest. But then
this
Victoria
is the
went and
thing.
he's still good.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the thing. Like last year,
Hmm.
Angela carried Big Brother Australia, and
Yeah.
actually, the show suffered without her. And I hope it's not going to be the same for
I
Daniel. But I
know.
do think there's enough. I feel like overall, the personalities in here are much better than last year, don't you?
Yeah. And I feel glad that we've had Daniel for 3 episodes because
You wouldn't have thought he would
no,
stay.
no, I thought he would be absolutely fucked. And then there was Nicholas. I like Nicholas.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to as well. I feel
He's
like he's
sweet.
definitely been put in there to be very likable. Um,
His thing with Daniel is fucking hilarious. Just the odd couple, aren't they?
yeah, I think he is in disbelief at all the shit that Daniel's saying half the time, but he still seems to absolutely love him. It's
Yeah,
really, really weird.
that was the weird thing because I thought when they, I know I was skipping ahead, but when they come out the bunker, I thought Nicholas is just never going to speak to Daniel again. He'll just be like,
Yeah,
see you later. But they
yeah.
obviously did bond, didn't they?
I think there's also like something to be said about people coming into the house together. It's like
Mm.
you just feel some sort of unity with those people. And
Yeah.
Nicholas, Daniel, and Melissa clearly bonded
Yeah.
just by entering together. And I think entering first as well was even more significant.
Mm. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Nicholas seems very sweet. I don't like his moustache, but
No, my Dan can't bear a moustache, so he like kind of contorts when he sees it. So it's
oh my
quite hard to
god.
watch it with Dan because I'm like, I'm trying to watch this, and he's like so distracted by the two bad moustaches in the house.
Yes. Oh, that Mitch guy.
The,
Is his
the guy
name?
with the 80s hair,
Yeah.
neighbors 80s hair.
Yeah, that's not good. Stop with the mullets, everyone. Enough. Leave them where they belong in the 80s.
In Haida Gwaii.
um,
Secret mission? Have you got anything before the
hold on.
secret mission?
Just before that, they were saying about him being 70, and Nick said to Melissa, he kept a straight face while he was saying it. And Melissa said, "But does his face even move?"
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's what I mean about
close.
Melissa having no filter. It's brilliant.
That was funny. Yeah. So then there was the secret mission. Go on.
So did you realise that it was going to be a mission? Because they said, would one housemate
Oh yeah,
come to the diary room, or would someone come to the diary room? I was like, this is a mission for sure.
yeah. And I fucking knew it would be Dan who went to the diary. Sorry,
I'm
and so did
glad.
Dave probably.
Yeah. I suppose actually they probably put those three in, knowing one of these three is going to get the mission, and
Yeah,
they're all kind of entertaining options for it.
yeah, I agree.
Um, yeah. So it was to escape the house in the night.
Daniel trying to understand these rules was just like, oh my god, he just
Oh,
wasn't.
he was so
Just wasn't
he was
listening, was he?
no. It was like the nervous energy. It was brilliant. And then what did Big Brother said something funny about, like, I don't know, there was something that was repeated. The way Big Brother said it was quite comical. I didn't note it down word for word.
Yeah.
Like once more with feeling or something. I think Big Brother said.
It was just he was just like just not getting. And then when he went to look, didn't he? And he put.
It's like, oh, yeah, the living room, and there's a plant on the left, and yeah, he just
He was
couldn't
just
get
looking
it.
under the pot plants and not the carpet.
Didn't he come in and go, "There's nothing in there"?
Yeah. And Big Brother was just like. So then we had some more people introduced. We had Lillian. We hardly knew her. I feel
She
sorry
didn't get
for her.
any.
I don't know where she went. She seemed quite sweet.
Should we save talking about that, because I've got discussion around that?
Oh, have you
Actually, I
got some
think.
thoughts on it?
Yeah.
They are. Then we had Carlos introduced, as you said, coffee. And then Kate. Oh, Kate was introduced here. So I must have just written her name down before. Podcaster and trainer.
Okay.
Like you guys.
I went to the gym for the first time this week.
Oh, was it fun?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It wasn't a great gym, but it was fun.
Mm. Then we had Renata. I've got nothing said about her. And
Oh, but Renata was great. Did you not think?
yeah, she
Like,
was.
Renata, bloody good TV. I'm so
Yeah,
sad
she
about that.
was. Was what was problematic as well? Him not being able to pronounce her name.
Oh God, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
she needs to change her name. Like, oh, fucking hell, mate.
Yeah, actually, if she had been a person of color, that would not have gone down as well.
No,
Um, Christina, I don't know who that is. Oh, is
don't
that
worry
the
about her.
pretty girl?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then we had Max. Oh, I was so fucking happy when he left first. Yes.
Didn't you think? I wrote somewhere like, I don't want Max to dominate this series. I thought he was the new Daniel, or the
He
new
was
Daniel and
the
Matt in one.
combined
Mm.
completely. And
He's
mentally,
he's
physically strong. Ugh.
and he's like an Iron Man champion, whatever
Mm.
those things are.
His face just looked evil to me. He looked like a little dinosaur. He just looked
Yeah, he had a
horrible.
strange look, slightly
Horrible.
slightly malformed. I was going to say. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
He's not going to listen to this.
I've written that Big Brother was helping with the mission, and I've written don't do that. But they also needed the mission to succeed for the entire
Yeah.
first show to work, didn't they?
Yeah, or at least to happen, if not succeed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
About Max, I just said I'm so over these type of characters in Big Brother. So it's happy to see him go. Daniel
There.
tripped up the
Go on.
stairs. I don't remember
Me neither.
that. Oh yeah, go on.
I got Sarah Jane
Yes.
introduction next.
Mhm.
Sarah Jane, who you didn't realize was British,
No.
is an antique jewelry dealer apparently, and she said in her VT, "I do believe I have superpowers."
Mm.
And she bought her stuff in a market bag. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah,
Instead of a suitcase.
she's brought her washing in with her. What's she 65?
She is 65. Yeah, looks good for 65. Do you think she's in good shape?
I can't
She's a yoga.
stand
You can't stand her.
her.
Oh, I really like her.
Oh, I think she's annoying.
Oh, and oh, that's a shame.
No, it's good. It's good to have good.
I suppose, but I think like she's so cool as a 65-year-old, the way she dresses and her like
Oh,
attitude.
I think she dresses like an absolute idiot.
By
Stop that at your age.
the way, when I'm 65, I'm going to dress like Sarah Jane, so you
Oh
better
my
get used to
God. Jesus,
it.
probably be dead by then. Um, and she's got 194,000 followers on something. Not sure that is it.
On OnlyFans, would you believe? Probably
um,
Instagram.
Sid also came in at this point, but they didn't bother to introduce him then. He seems quite sweet, but not much to him.
Sid also is well, his VT came later, but like he's there with more of the greater purpose to represent, which I like, and that was included. So Big Brother Australia's kind of trying.
Yeah, maybe I'm being too harsh. Next, we had
Mitch,
Mitch.
the Mullet Man Part 2. I've written.
I've said he looks like he's escaped from a 70s porno.
Doesn't
And
he look very Neighbours of 1980s
yeah.
era?
Yeah, well, yeah, they used to have that same. And he's obsessed with platypuses. Platypi?
Platypi, I think. Does it? But I think he said platypuses.
I think it is platypus. Like
I don't know why that's a personality trait though.
No,
It's not of note for episode 1. Like if Sid doesn't get a VT, you don't just put that in. Fucking hell.
And then someone said to him, "You look like Pablo Escobar," which is quite funny.
Who is that?
It's like a drug
A dictator.
baron.
Oh yeah, I know that guy. Well, no, not personally. Oh, so Daniel, basically, because of part of the mission, he had to recruit someone. He was kind of going around interviewing people, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then Katie had spotted that he was strategizing.
Oh no, I was thinking, oh shit.
Daniel goes, Nick, do you want to come with me for a minute? Just be cool though. Just be cool. Imagine Daniel cannot even be cool if he tried.
I know. I felt so sorry for Nick because I thought, God, he probably wants to, get to know people, bond with people. He's got to fucking get in this basement with this nutcase. Poor thing. And then, he told him the plan, and Nick was like, "Oh, I don't know if I really want to do this." And Dan said, "Just come to terms with it."
Nick goes, "I'm a heavy sleeper, so you'll have to tap me on the shoulder."
Yeah.
It was pure comedy. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
It was absolutely. So, what did he? When he woke up, did he like yawn? He did something to try and wake Nick up.
He got out of bed and goes, "Oh, I'm going for a piss." Or something. You're gonna disturb everyone.
Yeah, Nick was fast asleep. Oh God.
He had to like go and did he have to go and I think he like went back into the bedroom, sort of like kicked him as he walked by to wake him up.
And then they were pretending someone else had woke up and was sort of coming into that room, didn't they? But I don't.
Did you not believe the edit on that?
No, I didn't.
It was just like when the other housemates had to sneak in during the night in the last series, wasn't it?
Mm. Oh yeah.
And they made it look as if someone's just going to come around the corner. But that guy who got up in the night did actually go into the lounge area where they'd escaped through the sofa.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like someone was disturbed and did think something was going on. I do believe that was the real thing. But go on.
Dan just going in just his underpants. I didn't really think that through very well, did it?
That was Nick in his underpants.
Oh, Dan sorry, Nick. Oh God, I'm glad it wasn't Dan in his underpants. And Big Brother not even bothering to give him a fucking t-shirt.
I thought they were going to have like boiler suits in there because it's called a boiler room.
Yeah.
I thought they'd at least put them in something, but no.
But
that's good. I like that.
That is so bad, Big Brother not bothering to give him a disposable sod.
Do you know, it's so basically they press the button so the sofa opens, and then
how cool is that?
That is so cool, so big. Only big. Also, how have they managed to like structurally create that, and then they end up in a corridor? Like, that's incredible.
It was that is just like the magic of Big Brother right there. It was just like
I knew it like that.
I loved it because it's just like something. It's like something from Alice in Wonderland or something. Something that just would never happen in real life. Your sofa ain't just going to open up and there's not going to be down there. If there was, I'm not sure I'd dare go down and see what was. Just old crisp wrappers and things. But it was just like all the way, I know it didn't actually happen when they did it, but like all the dry ice coming out of it and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So dramatic. Obviously, that didn't really happen. I
th-
was fucking hilarious, and Dan was going so slow. No, Nick. Sorry, I'm going to keep fuck this up. Nick was going so slow.
Dan was moaning at him, and
pushing
didn't you
him.
think that? Yeah, he was telling him not to push him, and also he was going like, "Oh, you're moving so slow," and he's like, "Yeah, you're like 3'4" or something,
Yeah,
like going through that sofa."
he's like, just get in here, mate. Just get in there now. It's so fucking hilarious. I've said that going down that corridor looks like they've just escaped from Shawshank. Um, and then then fuck's sake, Nick started shitting himself and going, "Oh, I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do this for 3 days."
As soon as he stepped in there, he's like, "I can't do this for 3 days." Especially imagine being in that boiler room with Daniel for 3 days.
I can't. I cannot. And what was Dan's reply to that?
Oh, I'm beginning to think I picked the wrong guy.
It was like quite menacing the way he said that, wasn't it? It was like, oh my god, you don't
Yeah,
get.
he was like,
Yeah,
when he was staring at him, just like mad in eyes.
it's like you don't want to get on the wrong side of this guy. Just keep him sweet. Oh yeah, that.
Go on.
Yeah, the 3 foot. You're the 3'4" thing is.
Daniel said the logic about choosing Nick was, he said, "I think you'll be more popular than me, to be honest, and I hope you'll be a vote for me later down the track." He was like very transparent with it.
That is good.
I mean, I don't think Nick's gonna think he owes you anything for keeping him in a bunker with you for 3 days with just his underpants on.
I wish we'd seen more of In the Bunker. It looked so fun. It just looked great.
I was in a bunker.
And then Nicholas said he has no game plan. And I think Dan was like, "What? How can you come in here with no game plan?"
Sorry, but Daniel said, "I've never seen anyone get so slowly get into that tunnel like he's seen it before." Like, that's just something that happens in life. I've never seen anyone do that so slowly.
That's hilarious. In a way, they shouldn't have let the cat out the bag with the sofa as well, because they could have used that again, couldn't they?
What do you mean let the cat out of the bag?
Well,
They reveal what happened.
Yeah, they did, didn't they, to the other housemates?
I don't remember that.
I think they did, but now it's like, they can't do that again, and it was fun.
Can we pause for a minute because I need the toilet?
Oh my god! Yeah, sure. Hold
Sorry. Thanks.
Right. Emergency averted.
Oh, that's better.
So I think that was it for the bunker for now, wasn't it?
Yeah. The next was we cut to the next morning, I think, where they said Mel has realised that some of her flock are missing.
Oh
Or
yeah.
Sonia said that.
It was funny that so many people in the house just didn't seem to give a shit, did they?
Didn't even realise because so many. I guess because so many were in there, but that was even half a house. But
it was weird. It's like you think you'd at least take half an interest.
Mel was like, "We're missing the 2 people that came in with me." Like even she wasn't quite sure who they were.
Maybe that's why she remembered and no one else did.
In the diary room, she said, "Why is no one fussed about this? No one seems to care."
They didn't. Then we went back to the bunker and we had Nick fashioning a t-shirt out of a towel. Geek or chic?
Chic. I think chic.
Looked all right, didn't
it? Resourceful.
Dan trying to help him and just like, getting him involved.
Did you notice the card they had that said "Hello, Big Brother" on it?
No.
I thought that was interesting. They obviously had to when they needed Big Brother, they had to hold up a card
because they're not allowed to
Big Brother, because they didn't have a phone, I guess. Put a phone in there for them, bed sit style. Oh, and it was funny when Nick was comparing them to Harry and Marv out of Home Alone, because they did look pretty much like them.
The height difference.
And Big Brother was like, "Harry and Marv, the wet bandits."
A shady bitch. Then this was boring, I thought.
The list of demands.
Oh, that was so dumb. Did you like that?
Well, not particularly. I also didn't quite believe it. I don't believe for a second that those things could go through that shredder and that shred chipper, sorry, and the chipper survive. And I don't think for a minute that Big Brother would shred raw lamb across its new garden,
Yeah.
because that's a health and safety concern, surely.
Also, a waste of good food.
It's
Not that.
endemic in this show.
Yeah, it is. Um.
I did like the fact that the chipper was which they called Chippy was called CU 6000.
Oh, bit Zingbot-esque. Oh, we forgot to mention that Katie and Max used to go out.
Oh, exes, yeah. That we didn't really get to see that.
Storyline died a death quite fast.
Yeah, Big Brother was probably quite gutted about that, I'd imagine, because I think casting exes is a bit of a challenge. Like,
Hmm.
how do you pull that off?
I noticed he didn't bother actually speaking to her until we started being in trouble, and then suddenly, oh, I really want to
Yeah,
talk to you now.
I
Okay
thought I
then.
could count on your vote.
Hmm. Mind you, I don't blame him for not wanting to speak to her because she's probably the most annoying person on the planet.
I
Cannot stand that bitch.
thought that was Beth.
Both, they're the same person. But actually, I like Beth more than I like Katie.
Okay.
Katie was getting upset about Max flirting with Christina, but don't worry.
Didn't you think it seemed very early for Big Brother to try and set up a romance? Even took Christine into the diary room to sort of question her, like probe her about it. I thought it's like day two or something.
Oh, Big Brother's like your mum trying to get you married off. Kids. It's like stop. Just let me live my life. um
uh,
yeah.
yeah, so Big Brother asked Katie how she felt about Max and Christina getting close, and she said
Mm.
she was fine. She was fine with it, and Big Brother said, "I don't believe you." Mel thinks you can have a love triangle with your ex. She said. She said
Mm,
perhaps there's going to be a love triangle,
mm,
and I'll be the third wheel. It's like it's not a love triangle if you're not connected to that person anymore.
mm. Sauce all over again. Sauce. Then we had the
So I forgot that the way this version works is they nominate three people.
yeah, I don't like the three people. I feel like it doesn't quite work for me.
It's okay. I think it does work
Mm,
actually. What I think is interesting watching this series is that there's already been one that's gone before, so
mm,
people think they know how to play it
mm.
better than last year because they've seen it.
Right.
I presume they saw, yeah, they did see the series before they opened up applications. So I find that this version is part strategic game, part popularity contest, and that's a
Yeah.
really hard balance to strike
Yeah.
because you got to be cutthroat like Daniel.
Mm,
You've also got the public to like you, and
mm.
they won't like that behavior, the cutthroat behavior. So it's like,
Well, we
where
do.
do you?
We like it.
Yeah, we do, but I think the public at large, going from a popularity contest
Mm,
entirely to this, is hard to strike the balance to
mm,
get everything right. And I
mm.
feel like these players think they got it sussed,
Yeah.
and they probably don't.
Mm. Yeah. Max probably thought that the public would
He
be
had it
really
had it
upset.
in the bag.
No,
But then
I
why would
thought
he
that
not?
dad
After
was really
last
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after last year, he would probably think it was a
Mm,
cakewalk, as
mm.
they would
Oh.
say.
So the first comp, do you want to talk about? Oh, it's where they had to get the bags and then do a puzzle and.
I'd had to jump to
Mm.
grab them, and then they had to balance. It reminded me of the fruit puzzle in BBUS.
Yes, with the pineapples and everything. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. Yeah.
but they were shaped like eyes, Big Brother eyes, weren't they? So they were even arguably harder to stack,
Yeah,
actually.
I think so. And some people were just obviously so scared of heights. I think poor Lillian just got stuck up there.
It's just like that possum in that in that window
I mean, she's not
hanging
exactly
on.
a comp beast that you got to get out straight away, is she?
No, which is also part of the discussion of why she gone so early.
Well, mm. um, so did you like this comp? What did you think?
It was called Reach for the Stars. Did I like it? It was okay. It wasn't as good as the first comp last year, which was that swinging thing with the balls they had to put on a ledge. Do you remember?
Oh
That
yeah.
was that was more tense.
Mm,
But what I liked was once you'd overcome the jumping bit, which to be honest, they're all on a bungee cord. No one's going to get hurt, are they?
mm,
It was the puzzle that really counted.
Mm.
And it was quite, for Big Brother Australia, it was quite a level competition. Like didn't really favour anyone in particular.
Apart from people who were scared of heights.
Yeah. Apart from that,
Yeah,
but
but
like,
yeah,
sorry,
having the puzzle element at the end was good because it, if you could be physical and then be shit at the puzzle.
exactly.
So that was good.
I've gone already croaky. Excuse me.
Oh dear. Um.
And yeah, this is where I literally wrote, I don't want Max to dominate these challenges.
Oh God, and he
And
was so close to winning,
he,
wasn't he?
yeah, and then it was Renata, and
Oh.
you could see how gutted Max was.
Mm. Little did he
And then,
know.
and then I also forgot that once you win, you have to go nominate immediately, so there is no discussion.
Mm. Mm. And Nick and Dan were watching from the secret bunker.
Oh, they got to watch
Yeah,
the norms,
they were
didn't they?
watching it. They were watching the comp on a little TV as well.
Renata said, um, Katie and Max didn't see me as a threat, and
Mm.
now they see me as a strong player. And I was like,
Mm.
yes, but that's not necessarily good.
No,
Early doors.
no. I mean, it didn't work out, did it?
No.
Mm.
SJ thought there was a downstairs into the Big Brother house, and she was actually searching the living room for it. And I thought, imagine if SJ were to find the button, would it
Yeah,
work, or
to go
has Big
down
Brother
there. Yeah,
deactivated it?
yeah, it wouldn't have worked again, I don't think. And after Renata won, Dan said to Nick, "Do you think Max is shitting himself?"
Who said answered that to Nick?
Yeah. Uh,
Big Brother said to Renata, a 44-year-old mother of two, beaten an Iron Man. That
mm,
must have felt good.
mm. Renata looked good, I thought, for her age. Oh yeah, and then when she put Max up, Dan went, "You got balls, lady," because they were
What
watching.
I what I loved was that Renata was coming at this with strategy, and I thought, has Renata watched US Big Brother
Mm,
or like other versions of Big Brother that follow this similar format? Because
mm,
she said, apart from Max coming across as arrogant, she said this could be the only chance I have to nominate him. To beat
mm,
him would be nearly impossible. And I was like,
mm.
oh my god, this is the mindset that we always want to see in
Yeah,
these strategic games, and we never do. I was like, she knows her shit here. You
yeah,
got to take him out now.
mm. And she did. Spoiler alert.
Who's Christian? Oh, Christina. Sorry.
Christina. That's the other
I
person.
think
I'm
so.
Melissa.
She put her up because they were getting close, and Melissa, but
Mm,
she said that she hoped she didn't go. So Melissa was
mm,
effectively a pawn in that situation.
mm.
Um, Max was butthurt because Katie wouldn't commit to keeping him.
Yeah, and he was trying to rally the troops on his side, and he said Melissa doesn't really fit in with us. Fuck off, leave her alone.
Yeah,
And
I reckon could Melissa be the female Kieran?
oh God, in the diary, Max said, "I'm quietly confident that I'll stay." As soon as he said that, I thought, "You're going."
You're going down.
um,
So we had the scramble section, and there
mm,
was the forming of a girls' group and a boys' group.
mm.
Did you
But
notice that Max had a very feminine way of sitting with his crossed legs?
oh no, I didn't. Um, the problem was with the girls versus guys was Katie was being swayed by Max, wasn't she? She was being, he was fluttering his eyelashes at her, and she was,
Right. We were led to believe it was working.
yeah. Luckily, it didn't really matter what side anyone.
I know. Max said, yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Max said, in a game where control is everything, wouldn't you rather have someone here that can help you do that?
Mm,
That was the angle he was going for.
mm,
Why were in if returning housemates have votes, Max will go. Oh yeah, so I thought what it was going
mm,
to be was they come back from the boiler room and
mm.
they're allowed to vote as well. I didn't think it was
Oh,
going to be they come back from the boiler room and by the way, all the power is in their hands.
yeah.
I did not see that coming. Did
No,
you?
and I loved it, but I might have just loved it because it was Dan. I might
You
not have loved it if it had been someone else.
maybe,
But
but either way, I just thought it was a beautiful moment when the kind of realization hit that, oh shit, it's not us that has to do this anymore. It's
Yeah.
these two.
And as soon as they said that, I just knew Dan was going to do it, didn't you?
Oh,
A
he
100%.
couldn't wait.
He was the
But then
right man for that job.
he was rubbing his hands together. But then
Yeah,
Nick tried so hard to convince him to
I know.
not do it, and everyone else was like, "Oh no, I wouldn't do it. I'd want us all to
Yeah,
stay here for a little bit longer. Happy, happy house."
yeah.
Dan was like, "No, mate, it's competition."
It's stupid. You get the chance to take someone out and you don't do it. That is actually pathetic.
Well, we've seen it so many times though.
Yeah, I know. It don't work. So then we've got the sort of round the couch spiel, haven't we?
I think Sonia's really good in this section. Have
Yeah,
to say,
she does ask quite pointed questions, doesn't she?
I don't know if who's speaking in her ear or if she's freestyling it, but she's had some good training to like
Hmm.
rat them out,
A good try.
and she has, and I think that she somehow still manages to sort of kind of be impartial because she's
Mm.
equally shit to everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Sonia pointed out Katie as a physical threat. It's that sort of thing where you think, oh,
Yeah. Mm.
that is really going to fuck someone over.
Yeah, that's true.
And she was asking about the chemistry between Max and Christina.
Mm.
And SJ described that relationship as an underlying issue.
Mm. Like when you've got COVID. No, you get COVID if you've got the underlying issue. Other way
You get vaccinated if you've got an underlying issue.
around.
Um, anything to say from Sonia's questioning or before they came back?
Not really. The only thing, yeah, is that Nick just goes, "Oh yeah, I want to get to know people before I vote them out." It's like, fuck that. I want to
I
get
like the way
to
Sonia said, "Shall we address the elephant that isn't in the room?" And everyone's like,
know.
"Huh?"
Had forgotten.
What I thought was perhaps an unexpected choice was it didn't seem that Dan and Nick got to watch the housemates living in the house though. It wasn't the full secret room twist. They didn't have all the round the clock access, or it was only when Big Brother wanted to show things, and it was the comp and the diary room rather than
They,
them just going about life.
they shouldn't really be showing them things people are saying in the diary room, though, should they? Not not on.
Not the diary room, but I mean,
No,
normally for
they were showing them stuff in the diary room. I remember it.
the nominations, no,
Oh yeah,
was it?
yeah. Must.
I mean, during nominations, no one's going to start talking about the rash they've got on their genitals, are they?
Hopefully not. Dan said, so Sonia announced that they have to, it was either Dan or Dan and Nick who they were the only votes, and you could see the nominees are like shitting themselves. Um, Dan said,
Katie started. Sorry, go on.
"Go on." Oh yeah, she
That's
did.
like Katie started fighting for Max somehow, building a
Mm.
case for him to stay.
I was like, no, that's not good. She was going to vote with that side.
Hmm.
She's a snake. Dan
What were you going
said,
to say about that?
let's read between the lines. Heads are going to roll.
Which reminded me that was the name of the comp that Tera and Jedson just played.
Yeah, it was. Good throwback there. And then I think someone said, "Oh, do you feel nervous or something?" to Dan, and he said, "No, I feel quite comfortable."
I've written that Max was gurning. That's how
Oh,
nervous he was. It looked like he
yeah,
was gurning.
he was shitting it.
Dan said that Nick was shitting himself.
Oh yeah,
They
and
were
Nick,
having a discussion, and Sonia had to like go, all right, boys, like what are you getting up to there?"
yeah,
Like
he
she has to
kind of
like
whispering to
silent in the
himself.
yeah,
She always does that. She's like a teacher.
yeah.
And then Nick's reasoning was, we can save all three of them and get their votes. But you could get rid of one, couldn't you? And Dan had already gone too far down the path of debating it for you to really realistically get those votes in the future.
Did you think I wasn't sure. I guess it was the case that it was like a killer nomination type scenario. It's like if you get one vote, you go.
Yeah.
So if say Nick and Dan had nominated and one had chosen Melissa and one had
Oh
chosen
yeah.
not Melissa, was she on the block? Was
Yeah.
she, she was right.
Yeah.
Melissa and Max, would 2 have gone?
I don't
I
know.
suppose so.
That's a good point. We'll never know.
Sonia reminded Dan that the winner is decided by public vote. And then
Mm,
Dan said, I know what I want to do, and I know what I should do, but I'm unsure. I'm
mm.
conflicted. It was like a bit of like, ooh, will
Yeah,
it? Will he? Won't he?
doing his own flim flam. But
Max
then,
said, I can guarantee I'll save your life more than once.
bollocks. Um, but then Dan later said, "I'm a loose cannon, and this is a business decision." I'm a loose cannon, self-proclaimed loose cannon. Accurate though. Then they fucked it up again. Make him go and do
What?
the nomination in the diary room rather than face to face. Why?
No, I like that.
Why?
No, that's better because if you think about it, someone
Mm,
like Nick who's going, oh no, I couldn't do it, like
mm,
could have actually in the diary room removed from everyone else, changed
mm.
his mind.
I guess.
I think so. In the quiet of the diary room, you can potentially,
But hold on,
focus in on your own game.
he did go to the diary room and still didn't do it.
Yeah, but it is a possibility that
Mm.
away from the pressure of everyone watching, you could change. I
I'd
think they
prefer,
just, I think they really wanted someone to go, so it was like that's the best way to make sure someone would decide because it's kind of private, even though it's not.
I would have preferred to see someone say it directly to someone's face. Say it to my face, as Toya said in Big Brother UK. Oof, that's a throwback. Um, um, and then Dan evicted Matt.
I've written you have to take that shot given the chance, and like so often we don't see that happening. So it was just brilliant.
Yeah, he was the perfect person for that job. Why does it look like I've got my hand up? Oh no, it's just never mind.
Max in the car said, "I would just never do that to anyone, but whatever."
Yeah, whatever. It's childish.
And that's when Daniel started to go, "That's the way it goes. I'm the king of the jungle, the king of the jungle."
And he said, he also said, I'm going to be the greatest player of Big Brother in the world. In the world. Fucking hell. Step aside, Dr. Will. I love it. I love the delusion. And I got nervous when they brought these new people in because I thought, oh no, they're going to get rid of Dan. And also, it's less airtime for Dan. I just want all Dan all the time.
Yeah, Dan. Well, in the next episode, we'll go through it now. But Dan seems to like have some sort of running some sort of court of his own. He does seem to have some sort of control, and I don't know how or why.
Yeah, I just thought people would hate him and just want him out straight away. But quite a lot of people are on his side. But I'm worried
Hmm.
there's more on the other side and they're a bit fitter. That's what I'm concerned
Yeah.
about. But Melissa's pretty strong.
Do you want to roll straight into episode 2, or do you want to break?
No, let's keep rolling.
Okay.
With my life.
This was where in the second episode it was day 4, and SJ had woken up very early and was trying not to wake up the kids, as she
Yeah.
called them. You probably don't like this section because it's about SJ, but she said that she was an accidental hipster
Hmm.
and she's never worked for the man, and her look is her armor.
Hmm.
She said, "My gender, my age, and my attitude makes me a contender in this game."
Hmm. Try hard.
Ah,
Why
I
do
don't
you
think she
care that I
is.
don't like her? We're allowed to have different opinions.
Yeah, we are.
Who's
We
right?
are, but
Who's
I don't think she's a tryhard.
Oh, she is.
Wait, the new people came in on the second episode. I thought it was the next one.
um, weren't they just traveling in this episode?
That's why. Yeah, traveling from Europe. Daniel was they had the sound of like a fart sound, and everyone was like, "What's that?" And then it was Daniel trying to squeeze out his tanning moisturizer
Oh yeah.
in the bathroom. I've written that he must smell like biscuits. I hate the smell of that stuff.
Oh, I don't know about that. You
You
can
never
tell
used?
skin tone.
Have you never used a tan lotion?
Never.
I tried it when I was at uni because I was doing a gladiators themed pub crawl, and I didn't want to be so pasty white. And yeah, I used Johnson's Holiday Skin, and
Yeah.
it's so the smell of it is so bizarre. It does smell like biscuits.
Doesn't it stain? Does it stain your
No,
bedroom?
actually, but well, It's when you like get it on your hands and it gets
Oh
like really
yeah. Oh,
concentrated between your fingers. They go a bit orange.
ew, not for me.
Dan and Nick were in the diary room about Max. I think Daniel, this must be. He said he was walking around like a peacock. You know, I'm the king of the jungle. Unfortunately, I was a bit higher up in the animal kingdom. He didn't see it come in.
Ouch. Uh,
I'm waiting for you to get through
I don't know where
your
I
notes.
am. I don't know where I am, so carry on.
Do you want me to carry on? Nick
Yeah.
thinks that Katie, Danny are going to butt heads.
Mm.
Then we got Katie's VT. She's a former athlete, apparently. She's 27, and she said, I grew up competing my whole life was a competition." Should probably relate to Jedson.
Mm. Oh God. Let's hope
I've
she
been a
doesn't make
competitor.
a boneheaded move like that. Oh yeah, what did he say about
I've
competitiveness?
been a competitor my whole life.
Mm. Yeesh. Mhm.
Katie was doing bear crawls around the garden, which gave me shades of Subong.
Oh, forgot about him.
One-fingered handstands, whatever he was doing.
Yeah, don't show off too much about your physical prowess.
Katie thinks that she can align with SJ.
They did, didn't they? I think that's another reason I don't like SJ because that she's on that
Uh,
side.
that I can understand.
Mm.
Um, Lil was now in the focus because Dan was kind of questioning what she was all about.
Mm.
She is a podcaster and a social commentator.
Judging by the look of her microphone, she's not a professional podcaster because I think
What microphone?
I think they showed a clip of her and
Oh yeah,
this podcast. It was just that blue Yeti, which just any old, upstart
I
like us has.
was going to say it's like fucking 5 times the price of the ones we're using.
Well, don't tell people that. No, if you're a proper podcaster, you got the thing coming down from the ceiling. She did not have.
Oh, so not us.
That's freaking me out. No, exactly.
She said about her podcast, I use bizarre stories from history as a jumping point for discussion on how history is repeating itself, for example.
Mm.
Then Dan said to Lil, "So you're really intelligent." It's like he's going around going like Lil, intelligent,
Yeah,
Katie, physical,
yeah,
Max, this, like
yeah,
putting a sort of what buzzword by their name so that he can
yeah,
like check them off on his card,
yeah,
hit list.
yeah.
Then we got Lil's VT,
Mm.
in which she said, "My favorite conversation style is interrogation."
Mm.
Lil was asking that if the house will ever be full of 20 people,
Mm.
and then they started to say, "Oh, this is a comfortable amount. I don't want anyone else to come
Mm.
in."
I mean,
So,
Lil never got to meet the new people, to be fair.
did she not? She already
No.
got. Oh yeah, they came in after the eviction, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so she got to enjoy it as she wanted.
Yeah.
Spared you the trouble, Lil.
And I think Melissa was going on about eating lamb, and I thought, I, ugh.
Lamb dinner is a new cup of tea, isn't it? In this
she's
series,
she's raising those little lambs herself and killing them. I think it's disgusting. I know people say, oh, if you're going to eat meat, you should kill it yourself. But I personally prefer to be as far away from that process as possible. It's cruel.
yeah. I think Dan said something along the same lines. Like,
Yeah,
how can
it's
you
like me
how can
eating
you like
cowing.
love the lambs and then kill them?
You
It's not
can't.
like you eating
It
time.
is. It's sick. Like one day I just go up to him like, kill him.
Going
Raw.
to Big Brother. Oh, I really fancy cat.
Yeah.
Big Brother, can we have a cat dinner?
Yeah, put some meat in his bones. So.
um, but the lamb dinner thing did create a nice little task, which was a kind of redux of a BBUK task, I think. Do you remember?
What was it?
It was the hide in the sheep thing.
Oh, that was fun actually. I like that.
Do you remember the UK version of this task?
It was it with Pie Face or something, or Jack and
It
Joe.
was who's that? The name is it Tom, the guy that Gary really fancies from the series that had
Oh,
Chanel
that
and
prick.
Raph in it.
Yeah,
Is he called Tom?
yeah, I think so. Oh, I hate
He had to he had to hide ever increasing gnomes around the Big Brother
that.
house.
Was
Do you remember
it?
that?
That was well
And
remembered. Well done.
the last gnome was a actual man in a gnome outfit.
Mm.
So I thought the final sheep was going to be like a guy in a costume, but it
I
was
thought it was
just
going to
that.
be a real sheep.
Oh, that would have been even better. Like when Tony the Pony
Mm.
coming in. Yeah, it should have been a real sheep. Perhaps they couldn't get
Mm,
hold of one.
mm. Should have gone to Melissa's farm.
And then, yeah, then they could have had Melissa slaughter it and
Yeah.
butcher it on pre-recorded TV.
Yeah, I like that task. And I like the fact Melissa recruited Dan to help.
Yes,
The perfect
perfect,
person.
wasn't it?
The perfect
Actually,
person.
he was actually really good because he distracted Carlos, didn't he?
Mm.
And he was
Oh
like,
yeah. It's like
Melissa was
asking
actually
him.
behind in the corridor, and Carlos
Yeah.
was about to follow, and he's like, "Oh, where did you learn to dance?" And
Yeah.
Carlos was like, "Oh, my aunties taught me how to dance."
And that last one that they hid in the toilet, that was such a good idea to put it in the toilet and lock the door
Especially,
behind it.
yeah, I mean, you can only do that if there's a cubicle.
Yeah,
It's like a school toilet, isn't it?
it is. It's
So like
weird.
Melissa being able to climb over the top of that
Yeah,
was quite actually impressive.
yeah, it was. That was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I know that's a bit of filler, but I enjoyed that filler.
That was good. Um, so they got the dinner. Um, and then we were introduced to these new housemates.
And another familiar setting for us.
Yeah, the BB Air. Well, they call
Ba-
it BB Air. I think it was BB Airlines for us.
Baby Bow Bow as well. Although
Oh,
Baby
it was
Bow Bow
just,
didn't get much airtime.
but I wish it was the real Baby Bao Bao. We know he's been, up for bidding on eBay a few times,
Mm,
so I feel like Big Brother Australia could have got hold of the real Bao Bao.
yeah. I mean, they got hold of the plane, obviously.
That's well, yeah. It's it was a more convincing plane than ours, though.
Yeah, when
Do
they
you
were
not
making
think?
it shake and stuff, it actually looked quite good, I thought.
Yeah, I don't think our plane actually had turbulence.
No, I
Did
don't
it?
think it moved. No, I can't
I
remember.
remember they shook the cameras a bit, but I don't think they shook the
No.
housemates.
Yeah, it looked good.
So I in my tweets about this, I said that they'd actually taken a BBUK task and made it even better because of
Mm,
the compliment button edition in
mm,
the main house,
mm. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
which actually triggered turbulence for the people in the plane,
Yeah,
which I thought was like that's that's something that's like a magical Big Brother thing for me as well. It's like they don't know what this button does.
yeah,
They're led to believe it does one thing, but it causes something bad for other
yeah.
people. That's kind of like masters and prisoners and guards type
Oh,
stuff in
yeah,
a way.
yeah. It's fun.
But then Alfie corrected me and said that actually way back in the past, old school BBAU on Channel 10 was the first to do the airline
Oh,
thing.
that Alfie, he knows everything. I don't think he likes Big Brother Australia anymore, though, does he?
He doesn't like this version very much, no.
No. So we were introduced to some new housemates. Marley, I like him. He's sweet. He's
You skipped Mary.
oh, who the fuck is Mary?
She's the older one out of this batch.
Oh,
She's 55.
Indian.
She said, I'm 55, so I don't have much time. Indian? I don't think she's Indian.
Oh, she looks Indian.
I don't think she is.
I think she is.
She said, I'm 55, so I don't have much time. It's like,
What the hell
you're
does
not that
that mean?
old.
Fucking hell.
Sonia was handing out the boarding passes, and she said, "Remember, roll with the punches." Mary said, "Are we going to Europe?" Like you've just gone down a corridor and ended up in a chair. It's not actually a plane. Like, yeah, go on about good. What you had to say about Marley.
Marley, I like Marley. He's like mixed race. He's got. I like his hair. It's a bit mulletish, but it works on him because black people are just cooler. I think did he say he was a basketball player?
Yeah, he is.
And I think his mum
He's
was
got a
dead.
strong storyline.
His
Yeah,
mum was dead.
he lost his mum to breast cancer, and he
Oh
said in his VT that when he was younger, he used to watch Big Brother with his mum.
no,
This is a strategy,
this is a tried and tested strategy.
yeah, which literally helped Chaddy to
Mm,
victory last year, who was doing it for
mm,
his dad that he used to watch Big Brother with.
mm. And then there was Tyler and BBUS doing it for his dad, and Memphis was doing it for his dad, although they didn't win, but still
Mm.
pulled on the heartstrings.
Tara was trying to win the HOH for her brother.
Mm.
Sorry, Tara.
Oh yeah. Was she on the veto? Yeah, I thought he was cute. I like him. He seems sweet. Do you think?
I like him. He seems to me to be a very genuine Big Brother fan.
Mm.
Like I could just feel outside that he was excited to be going into Big Brother more
Yeah,
so
that's
than
good.
I've noticed any of the other people
Mm.
expressing so
Mm.
far.
Yeah, I liked him.
So I related to that. Um, who's this guy who's a magician who does a naked act? And then Sonia goes, "I'd like to know where he keeps the rabbit."
Mm. Bloody hell, Phil. Jack was convinced this was the young James Jordan. He does
Okay,
actually look.
I can't remember what he looks like.
He does actually look like James Jordan.
What's his name? Do we know?
No, I haven't written it down yet, but I actually didn't mind him either. He seemed all right. Hard to say yet, isn't it?
Ah, and next was Tilly. Tilly's gold. No, Tilly's a good housemate. Don't you think?
Oh, I don't know, because it's that pretending to be thick thing that kind of grinds my gears.
But she admittedly is pretending to be dumb. She wants them to think she's dumb. So
Hmm.
it's not like someone pretending they're dumb to make us think that they're dumb, which I think
Hmm.
is better. This is preferable to be going in as a strategy
Hmm.
because in her VT she was like in the library and stuff and saying how she likes to read. She was a gifted student and she's interested in psychology, and that at uni she always gets distinctions. So she said, "I'm the most underestimated person ever,
Hmm.
like literally
Ever, like literally.
ever."
Hmm. And oh yeah, she was reading Oscar Wilde in the library. The new Morrissey there. Yeah, no, I don't like her. I must say.
Didn't Oscar Wilde write 1984? Or is that someone else?
No, that's isn't that George Orwell?
Oh, it's George Orwell, yeah.
Hmm.
You don't like Tilly?
No,
Oh, that
no,
surprises me. I thought she was fun.
not
She
on
was
the
like
same page.
she put the earplugs up her nose.
Hmm.
This is when Daniel next was struggling with Renata's name and calling her like Rihanna and Renata. No, not Renata.
Retata, retata.
Ritata. Ritata, yeah.
That's a bit borderline. um,
If this was going to be led by BBAU, I think a potential title could have been Hakuna Ritata.
yeah, that's a deep cut, but um, with the babies on the plane, I feel like there wasn't really that much made of it, was there?
No, but they just sort of popped out, and Ari described them as devil spawn.
Hmm.
Um,
Who's
they
Ari?
did. Ari is the spoilt
Oh, with
rich
the
kid who
long.
spends his time on a yacht, who I
Oh
think is
yeah, I like
possibly
him.
gay.
Yeah, I like him.
Possibly gay. It's definitely gay.
Yeah, I like him.
Um, but the babies seem to be like crying for hours though.
Hmm.
Even though like they cut between the times and it was like I don't know from 10 11 something and
Hmm.
still crying at like 1 a.m. So
Hmm.
I haven't got much time to put them dealing with the babies, but
No.
you did see Ari like trying to give it a slap on the back or something. Like,
Hmm.
you're trying to what's that called when you burp in the
Oh,
baby?
wind it.
Wind in the
Hmm.
baby. But it was quite heavy-handed, I thought.
Ouch. Keep your mouth close to that microphone.
Tilly said, "This is contraception. I'm never having a kid." I thought that was quite
That's relatable.
good. They also once they fed them, that's when the turbulence hit, which I thought was good. So
Mm.
they're all trying not to
Oh
spill their
yeah,
drinks, which actually that invariably happens when you're on a plane. It's like,
yeah.
oh no, don't want my wine to spill on me.
Cool.
A sippy cup.
And then yeah, and Dan was saying back in the house, I came here to go to war. I hope we get tortured. I'm the greatest in the world. And then Nick said, I die for you to him. Fuck. Have I got that right?
That escalated quickly. I don't know. I haven't said that, but maybe.
Go with it.
Um, on the plane, Marley accidentally sprayed hand sanitizer in his mouth.
Oh,
He thought it was like air freshener.
I accidentally once used
Not air freshener. mouthwash, mouth
Well, I
freshener.
said this on the pod before, probably. I once
No.
accidentally used hand sanitizer as lube.
Oh, maybe you did. Did you just tell me that privately? Oh my
I'm not
god.
sure. I'm not sure.
That's got a sting.
Soured the mood.
There's no
Um,
coming back from that, surely.
no, there wasn't. Um, so then we saw Sid. Not much was said about him, was there? Was this his VT or not? No.
No, I've got. Well, I don't know. I haven't
Go on, what have
got
you got?
about Sid's VT. I've got Big Brother announced the Noms challenge and said, please be sure to wear active wear and a can-do attitude.
Oh.
Daniel said about the comp, I'll go unconscious before I quit.
Oh yeah.
And
Go on.
he wants to be the best BB player in the world ever.
This is
This is
when Nick
where
said, "I'll die for you."
is it? Okay,
Mm.
Team Danny was formed, and it was Nick, Mel, Sid, Mitchell, who's the mullet man part.
Oh, are they with Dan?
Yeah,
Oh.
Renata.
Mm.
This is Dan saying this in the diary room, and hopefully Christina as well.
Mm.
So actually, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people and himself.
I thought Sid and Mitch would be off Dan because they were friends with Max. Oh
Yeah,
no,
apparently.
Sid wasn't even there then, was he? No.
Oh no, Sid wasn't there.
No. Oh. Oh, good. The more people on Team Dan, the better. And then
No,
Dan.
yeah, Sid. No, Sid was there. Sorry, Sid's an original batch. She just
Oh,
didn't
Sid's.
get
Why am
coverage
I thinking Sid came with the newbies?
because we didn't see him until they
Right.
came in. I think
That makes
his
sense.
VT or whatever. Yeah, this is the confusing part
Yeah.
of this version.
And then Dan
Um,
went to the bathroom and put war paint on.
oh, was that his sunblock
Yeah.
on his lips or whatever? He had like that weird, like what cricketers wear, that, like
Yeah.
white lip balm.
Oh.
I've written that at least in Big Brother Australia, you can win multiple competitions in a row. I quite like that about it.
Yeah,
If you've
I
won
noted that as well.
last week, you can still compete.
Mm.
So it was a wrecking balls thing, which was standing on a rope with a ball on
Oh,
it, wasn't it?
that looked hard.
Like it would burn your hands,
And and
chafe your skin.
and if you have big feet as well, that's got to be a disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got to be. Um, Dan said we're just about to find out who's the king of the jungle. Did you say? Um,
No, carry on.
and then the people who were struggling was Lillian, Carlos, and SJ, who was the same people who were struggling in the last time.
Last time,
Um, Dan was sort of giving it all that, wasn't he, while he was up there? He was trying to make Nick laugh. I know Nick was making Dan laugh. And Dan said, I walk my talk. And that was when SJ said to him, zip up your lip. I regret saying that
well,
shit.
she backtracked on that later, didn't she?
Yeah,
She got
she
all
did.
nervous and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry for saying that during the
Yeah.
competition." Um, yeah, and Dan repeated the mantra of "I'll go unconscious before I quit this competition," before promptly
Taxi.
falling off of the rope, and then acted like he kind of like wanted to drop out, didn't he? Later on, didn't he say like the general doesn't always go to war? It's like, mate,
what a load
get
of
your story
bollocks.
straight.
Who said this? The odds are against you and your giant feet. Oh, did Big Brother say that to Nick or something?
Probably to Nick because
Yeah.
that last ball was like 15 centimeters or something. Melissa stretching her legs was interesting. She was just like extending her legs out and hanging off it. She's very strong.
How the fuck Melissa beat Katie on that? I do not know.
Don't you think it's in any of these sort of like dangling competitions? It's the short girl that always has an advantage.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like Cindy with an S on that rope.
Yeah, you're right. But I just wouldn't have thought Melissa was that fit. But actually, being a farmer, you probably are quite fit, even if you don't look, skinny or muscular.
Yeah, physically strong, I would say.
Oh yeah, and then Nick threw it to Melissa. Well, didn't throw it to Melissa at the end, but he got off, didn't he?
Well, because they were aligned, it didn't matter, did it?
No, so but he was probably going to fall off anyway. But
probably. And Melissa went, "Have I won?" Like that when it's like you're at the end, but they still need confirmation. It's like, "Have I? Can I?"
I was happy for her. I was happy that she won, and especially because she's friends with Dan.
Yeah.
Who knows why she's friends with Dan? They seem like a rather unlikely crew, but
This is it. Like they're so closely aligned that it didn't matter that Dan's giving all that shit because he's not. Melissa's not going to put him up,
no.
which again is a relief for us because we want to see more of Dan.
Oh, any day extra we have Dan is a blessing. And that's that.
You just know that when Daniel gets evicted, it's going to be Daniel, and
Yeah.
then the
Oh,
steps are going to drop down, and he's going to go up to that loft or
oh,
whatever.
oh, you've just given me hope. Hope. Thank you. So Melissa nominated Katie, SJ, and Lillian.
Yeah, so let's talk about Lillian because this is where the sort of focus turns to her for obvious reasons. So Mel said Mel's nominations was Katie was because she's a physical threat, and obviously she wanted Mel herself out in the last eviction. SJ because she's close to Katie, so Katie seems to be like the main target to me.
Yeah.
And then Lily was because she hasn't made a massive attempt to get to know me, so it's a bit of a struggle for me to get to know her. That's what it was.
Right.
What I found interesting was the logic of these nominations was partly traditional Big Brother. It was like I don't know her so well, but also strategic. So it was like the perfect mix of the two types of Big Brother. And then Lil, I don't know if it was a diary room no, we've had the VT, but she claimed to be a social bitch. I think that was maybe in her VT.
No, I think it was around the house, and she said, "And I don't want to campaign." Hold on, if you're a social bitch, you would campaign.
Exactly. Something's not adding up. She thinks she's like a social bitch, but yet she's nominated. She's been nominated on the weakness of a social game. And for a player like Lil, who isn't physical, you've only got your social game.
Yeah, and also you're for a podcaster, you think you would be very, very chatty. Maybe it was just the edit, but she seemed very, very quiet to me.
Me too. And this is the thing. This is the problem, I suppose. We'll never know because we can't possibly see more. We don't know if she just wasn't included. Like, oh, remember that time when what was it? Built a built a house out of cornflakes boxes. Who was that? Jedward.
Hey, and a horrible sister.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But like the obvious assumption is they didn't gel with her because she's the black girl, and is that why they voted her out? Because Australia's like intrinsically racist, and a lot of people on Twitter are saying like Melissa's said she's there to represent the rural Australian woman, yet she nominated only women and the only black girl in the house, so that's not cool.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that Melissa, if she comes from a bit of a, backwater, maybe she doesn't know many black people and she's threatened by that. It could well be.
It could be that, like that.
I see no reason why Lillian left the house when Katie was on the block.
That's the biggest mystery. It's like Katie is one of the biggest physical threats, and
she's vindictive bitch as well. So leaving her in the house was that if Dan goes at the hands of Katie, it's completely his fault because he could have got rid of her and he didn't. It was dumb.
Yeah, but Dan, actually, yeah, I have to look back at how the votes went, but like Dan's only one vote, right?
Yeah, but Katie was sort of schmoozing him,
Yeah, you're right. Let's go
and
back.
It
going because I
obviously
forgot.
worked.
Yeah, Katie said she thinks that Daniel is the strongest in the house and he's rallied an army of people. So she basically started to work on him. She was claiming that she doesn't want to be a lone wolf and that she would work with Daniel himself. And he was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then Nick sort of came in to sabotage the chat they were having in the living room.
And he said, I've missed you to Dan.
Yeah. Dependent. I suppose it's been in the boiler room with him for 3 days.
I love their unlikely friendship. It's cute.
And then SJ was having this weird crisis where she didn't know what to do, she said. And then Christina told her to talk to Danny.
It's funny because Melissa's HOH and everyone's calling up Dan's butt. So
yeah.
Says it all, really.
Dan said that SJ needed to pitch on the sofas in the nomination room,
Mm.
and she apologized for
Oh,
having a go at him in that
the banter.
competition.
The banter. He was like, "Oh, I'd forgotten
and
that already."
and then she asked him who broke his nose because she'd never noticed that before. I was like, what are you doing?
Why would you say that?
Yeah,
And then he said, "I've been punched a few times," and I thought, "Yep, I bet
I
you have."
bet.
Oh, God.
And
um,
then, so Nick said Danny was calling the shots,
hmm,
and the Alliance has the numbers, so SJ will go because Dan decided it was SJ that
hmm.
was going to be leaving.
There was no clue that it was going to be Lillian, was there?
No, and perhaps that was intentional
Yeah, maybe.
to surprise the audience, but
Hmm. I was surprised
um,
and disappointed.
in the oh my god, when they walked into the eviction room
Hmm.
and they were taking their places on the sofa,
Hmm.
remember that bit?
Yeah.
That Dan pushed Renata and Melissa out of the way.
Did he? I
Out.
must have missed
Did
that.
you not see this? He
No.
basically, Melissa's already sat down. Renata's about to sit down. Comes in and basically parts them so he can sit in the middle. And then Melissa had to go sit on the end. And then Sonia was like, "Oh, Dan, you're front and center." And he was like, "Well, yeah, that's just the way it happened." I was like, "No, you literally moved Melissa to the end." It's just such remarkable behavior for someone to
Just the,
exhibit. He reminds me of like Ricky Gervais in the off
I,
David
I,
Brent in The Office.
I was actually thinking that earlier when you were talking about him. He is a bit like that, yeah. And um, to get away with that sort of behavior as well, fair play. Might help himself. I've put at this point everybody's clothes are absolutely abysmal. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I didn't.
Everyone's clothes in that show are just hideous. Hideous. Bring back that guy from last year who wore the nice shirts.
Really
Xavier.
boring
Yeah,
guy.
no, don't bring him.
Oh, and yeah, there's another guy whose shirt you liked who was older.
Oh, no, I didn't like his shirts.
Oh, okay.
I think we just commented on his shirt.
Uh, Dan was blaming Katie for sealing Max's fate. That was interesting.
Yeah. What one of the
He's the
items,
ultimate gaslighter, isn't he? Really?
yeah,
It's like if it wasn't for you,
yeah,
Max would still be here.
yeah. Oh, sorry. One of the items of clothing was Carlos's dungarees with one shoulder hanging off.
Oh, like a Sesame Street
Yeah,
character.
not good. Now, Dan at this moment said probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard any human
What's
say.
that?
I'm just here to maintain a low profile.
It's funny because I think he believes it.
Oh my God, it's too good. Too good. Oh yeah, I've got the up bit where you said she was too engrossed in. Oh, she sealed his fate, he said. Very Kaiser from BBC.
Yeah, through being emotional about his
Mm,
eviction and exposing the tight alliance they had,
good-
which,
goodness.
to be honest, I don't think was that much of a tight alliance, but
No.
fair enough. Um, Go on.
I did notice that every single question was to Dan. Sonia
Yeah,
asked Dan about 15 questions.
I know. Wow.
SJ said, socially, I'm a weirdo.
This is when SJ had a moment, wasn't it?
Mm.
Which, to be fair, that was what Dan said. It was like, make your pitch in the nomination room, and it seemed to work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Um, Now, it's not right to put the lotto numbers on the screen when Sonia is asking Katie if she has the numbers to stay. It's disrespectful of the conversation and the sanctity of the eviction room, and I don't want to see it.
Jack was moaning about that as well. They always put the lotto numbers up.
I know, but not then. So bad. Daniel said that he can't read Lillian, and he said, if I can't read the player, I just see the threat.
Mm.
That's borderline.
um,
But I think Dan goes through his life threatened by people, doesn't he? That's just the
yeah.
type of character he is.
He's
Because
just,
he's so insecure.
keeping a low profile and just minding his own business, to be honest.
Just happened to end up in the middle of the sofa.
I love that. Um, now here's something that we can all be annoyed about.
Yeah.
Not showing us how people vote in the diary.
Oh,
Just showing people walking up corridors.
that is annoying.
Why do they do
I
that?
understand that it creates tension and it is better than um Canada where you know it's a foregone conclusion. I think it is better, but I think like you owe the audience seeing them after the fact.
Hmm.
Like, and
Yeah, I
I've said
want to
this
know the
before
reason.
on Survivor, they used to show them showing the names at the end, so
Yeah,
you knew
yeah,
how people where people sat mentally and
yeah.
emotionally.
That's true. And also, I want to know why people voted Lillian out. What was the
Well,
reason?
you can find it on the extended vote, and
I don't want to know that much. No,
I
I do.
could
I do
I
want to know.
could I could rip the audio and put it in if you want
Hmm.
for the benefit of people that haven't heard it.
If you can be bothered.
Well, maybe I can't, but I could also play it to you on right now.
Well, I can't be bothered.
You've moved on. Okay.
I cared at the time, but not anymore.
Dan said to about SJ, this is
Hmm.
before she got emotional,
Oh
so I was like,
yeah.
if you are all things to all people, you don't end up being a whole lot.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. That almost kind of triggered her
Hmm.
kind of outpouring of emotion, which seemed to sort of work for her. And
But
then
is it?
Dan said,
Yeah,
when
go on.
questioned, he said it's already swung. And I was like, oh, that's him. Is this him telling his alliance SJ is that's off? We're not going for SJ now.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. But he set up SJ to say that and then did that. Maybe he's doing some next level
Oh,
game.
weird. So it turned out that Katie got only 2 votes. SJ got the 1 vote, and Lillian had 7.
I didn't get that.
What happened that we
I've
didn't see?
I've just written big mistake. I don't know what happened. So we can only assume the worst.
And when it came to like goodbyes, Dan
Hmm.
said to Lil, "It's a game. I know you're a strong player."
Hmm.
It's like you think she's a stronger player than Katie.
I don't get that. He must have struck a
He
deal with Katie.
Lil would have been the perfect person to keep taking along because she
Goat.
can't win this competition.
Hmm. And not the greatest of all time. Just the one you dragged to the end.
Yeah, the goat.
So then the new
um,
housemates came in.
yeah, I've just noticed there was no chat in the car for Lil
Oh,
either. Didn't even get that.
ouch.
Ouch, because there wasn't time. There's these new people.
Poor thing.
And then Katie said they're not from Australia. Like they're on a real
Oh,
they're on a real plane.
yeah, they're from international Big Brothers around the world.
To be fair, I'd be into that. Imagine if like BB Australia opened applications in the UK and there was a chance for like 6 Brits to go into Australian Big
Oh,
Brother.
that'd be
I'd apply
great.
for that.
Yeah, I know you would. It'd be cool. And then when the new housemates came in, they were just focusing on Dan's face, and he was doing a Thai smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was he was literally gritting his teeth. It was so
Yeah.
fun. And Renato goes, see anything you like was a bit weird.
Ew, God.
Mm.
So,
Can we have a break between these 2 episodes, please?
yeah, let's have a break.
Thanks.
Okay. Mhm. Okay. So we're back for episode 3. What?
Caught me off guard. Like Jedward in that shopping competition. Shopping TV competition.
Episode 3 was my least favorite of the episodes.
How was it?
Had less Dan in it, which upset me.
I liked this one, I think. I've liked them all. But I
Hmm.
can't remember what happened, so let's see. Did we get our introduction to the new housemates?
Um,
I guess so.
the first thing I've got is Renata and Dan saying they see drama with the new housemates, and I thought that's a bit rich coming from him. Actually both.
And Renata, yeah.
um,
Yeah, we started to get the sense that Renata was pissing people off in this one, didn't we?
yeah, she's being dominating the kitchen, which we know is never a good
Ooh.
strategy. And Dan said I always feel threatened and on edge. That's a nice way to live.
Yeah, I think that must sum him up. Do you think?
Yeah.
I think that's evident. But it's funny. It's it's interesting to see someone state that outright and be like, okay, yeah, at
And
least
actually admit
this
it.
is why you're like that.
Yeah.
uh, Tilly was having a drink of half rosé and half beer. She said
Hmm.
it was disgusting and then offered it to anyone else. No
Hmm.
takers on that. I
Good.
don't
That
think. I
sounds
don't think we're going to be going down that
definitely
line
not.
of drinking, are we?
Definitely not.
Danny said about Tilly that she was him 30 years ago because she has no filter.
Imagine that.
Imagine thinking that. Imagine someone like Dan looking at Tilly and going, "That's me 30 years ago."
Yeah,
That's so
that is
weird.
really weird.
Tilly was in the diary room and she was whispering, "Hello,
Hmm.
hello," to Big Brother, who kind of gave her a bit of a jump scare by
She was doing her fake
breaking the silence.
she was doing her fake dumb act even in the diary room, wasn't she? I thought we were meant to be in on it.
How was the reception when you walked into the house? She went, "The phone reception. Like, what does the reception mean?"
No, I'm not. I
Don't you
don't
think?
like her.
I think that that's actually real. So I'm like, where is the line between the smart girl and the dumb girl act?
That's the thing. I think she's just dumb, pretending to be smart.
Oh, it's the other way. But the real task is.
Mm. Flipped it on its head. Done the old switcheroo.
Yeah, she talked about wanting to get a Nemo fish and a Dory fish and a swimming
Mm.
pool if she wins. Um, Now we had Jess introduced in her VT. Jess
Ugh.
is going to be a talking point moving forward.
Ugh.
She plays a bit of footy.
She's my worst type of person, and she's tight with Katie now. So it's just like ugh. Two athletic
She
people coming after my Dan. Stop.
she's a bit let's go, isn't she? But
Yeah.
in a more palatable package than Casey, I would say.
I'm not so sure whether it's more.
No,
Not yet.
she's got an undercut. With at least you can relate to that.
Yes. It's not much to pin a relationship on.
Oh, I just remembered that I noted, and I didn't actually get to it for some reason, but in Marley's VT, he was in a very ugly living room, which had a few weird choices.
Oh.
And it was the same for Jess. She was in a living room which had some very, very
Was it
questionable
like their mum's house?
interiors.
Mum's house.
Probably, perhaps there's the Nan's house,
Hmm.
potentially.
Oh, rest in peace.
Well, by now, I'm sure. Um, she has an undercut and she loves her nanny. She wants Australia to know. Dan and Nick were reviewing the other housemates,
Hmm.
and they said the blokes not a threat. This is Nick actually. He said I still think you're the king of the jungle. He's like Dan's wingman, isn't he?
Yeah. Like
Like
Dan's hype man.
yeah, hype man. That's probably better. Like massaging him in the corner of the ring.
Yeah. And Dan said it was a bit earlier, but he said I'd won respect in this house, and now I have to lose it again.
Yeah. Now I'm starting from like scratch all over again. That's so funny.
Uh, there was something with balloons. I kind of switched off here.
Yeah.
Not
They
literally, but
woke
I was looking at my phone.
they woke up to the house full of balloons. It actually reminded me of the ball pit,
It did
in a way.
me.
Um, this felt very Big Brother to me. It's like only Big Brother would do this sort of shit. And they
Yeah.
had got balloons everywhere. It's like, how did Big Brother manage to actually do that without popping them? You'd have to like sort of strategically fill it from either side and
Yeah.
go like hoover your way out the door sort of thing. So you don't
Mm.
pop anything.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
I'm sure you enjoyed SJ saying that the balloons had helped her connect to her little tiny baby self. Um, and that she loves the other housemates like they're her kids.
Stop saying the other housemates are your kids. It's alienating you from them.
She's quite hippy dippy. I think that's the problem.
Well, you know my thoughts on spiritual people.
Mm. Well, I've not had the best experiences either. So the balloons, the purpose of the balloons we found out was that they contained golden tickets for a cinema. So I'm thinking, oh, product placement, they're going to get to watch a film. Probably they were too. Bit disappointing what the outcome was, I would have said.
What was the outcome? I've forgotten.
Oh, okay, we'll get to it. Anyway, there was 18 golden tickets hidden in these balloons. So I was like, oh, 18. In my head, there were 20 housemates. So I was like, okay, 2 people are not going to get one. But that wasn't the case. That 18 was everyone who was in the house.
Oh God.
So they went around popping the balloons. They're actually really tough, good quality balloons. They would like bite them with their teeth. Not like those ones from last year with the big ones that they had to protect. That popped.
Lucky that person from last
Drop of
year
a hat.
had the balloon phobia wasn't in there, they would have shit themselves.
I can't remember who that was.
Me either.
Then we got Ari's VT.
Yes.
Ari is the spoiled little rich kid who's 22.
Mm.
He said,
Yeah.
I'm used to calling the shots. I'm used to spending my weekends on yachts.
Yeah.
I'm
Ooh, he's a poet and he don't know.
I'm a princess in every sense of the word.
Mm.
And he will like cheat and manipulate.
I like the sound of that. Seems up my street. You know, I always like a posho.
Is he a posho
I'm
for
not
Australian?
sure. He must.
By Australian standards, I guess.
Yeah.
Ooh, snobby.
Yeesh.
Tilly came in and goes, mine was lying on the ground. Some dickhead popped a balloon and didn't know.
Oh.
I thought I should just call them a dickhead. So it comes down to like one ticket that they haven't found, and they all club together to find the last ticket for, I think, Charlotte, who I don't know who the hell Charlotte is, where she came from, what is she about, why is she there? So they all had a ticket, which is when I've written like, why not just make some of them losers and some of them
Yeah.
winners? Doesn't seem to make sense. Katie said she was grateful to stay, and Ari was massaging her feet. I think she's working Ari to have Ari in her back pocket now.
No.
Katie said she just wants to enjoy the house with SJ, Mary, and Jess.
Oh yeah, she got quite a few people on side there, didn't she?
I think, is it SJ is like mothering Katie and Mary is mothering Jess, I think, isn't it? That's weird.
Okay.
I think that's weird when people like act like a sort of proxy mother.
So do I. I don't need that. I don't want that. It's
no.
Strange.
It's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think you would have had this either, but like some of my friends like had family friends that they called auntie.
Oh yeah, that's black people, isn't it?
Well, that is common amongst black people, but I think where I grew up, it was very white, and I had white friends who had auntie whoever.
Well, actually, it's my best.
I was like,
my best
"Is that
friend
your
Nicola.
auntie?" They're like, "No."
My best friend Nicola, they call me Auntie Lindsay to her daughter.
Do you not find it weird?
No, I like it because I don't know, makes me feel important.
That's different.
Yeah.
But did you not have those people? Did you not have friends that called people auntie that weren't related when they were kids? I was so confused about it. I was like, why the hell are you calling her auntie then?
Yeah, it was like some of my mum's friends as well. Actually, this isn't just black people, but I know.
No, it's not.
I know,
but it's common because in the language of black people, you call an older person auntie.
Yeah,
it's
out
like,
of respect.
It's a bit like, so for example, in Thailand, everyone is like your older brother or sister, and even like older than that, you call them like grandma, grandparent, granddad, or grandma. It's just different.
Katie was saying she was still wary of Dan. Then we had this whole bit with Jess and her nan. I've put died and then I've crossed that out and said book cancer.
Survive. Was it died, beheaded, survived, or whatever?
It's not as good a sob story unless they've actually died. So,
yeah. So she was called to the diary room where Big Brother had left a phone, and I thought, what I realised they don't cover the brands in Australia, so it's just an iPhone. I thought I would have if it was me, I would have put an I over it. So an iPhone. Perhaps they thought didn't have time because it was a sensitive pressing issue, but I've done that.
Trying to brand things.
So it's the brother, and he was like, it's bad news about Nan. It's cancer, and she hasn't got long, but everyone wants you to stay in the house.
Don't tell her then. Just don't tell her that it's happening.
What do you think about this? Like, I had a discussion with Dan about how basically I went, this is really difficult because it's 2 once in a lifetime things. It's like, and Dan was like, what are you talking about? Like, how is that difficult? Of course you go to see your dying Nan. And I was like,
no,
I don't think I would.
I completely disagree. I mean, what Jack was saying when we were watching it was quite the opposite. He said it's natural for your Nan to die, so it's just part of life. Like, And I said, well, it's kind of natural. And I said, well, it's sort of natural for your mum and dad to die as well, but you're going to feel a lot sorry about that than your nan dying. And he was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I'm with you. I just think they shouldn't have told her. Just stay in the house and just do your game. But now she's got built-in sob stories, so pros and cons.
The thing is, there's always those things that they housemates specify they want to be told about, and this is obviously hers because she went in saying she was playing for her nan. Her nan's the inspiration, so she's come in with the nan story already. It's like you'll see that a lot on X Factor. I love my nan.
Yeah.
You what?
Dead dad. There was someone who had a good dead dad story, stringing it out every
Chad.
episode.
No. Oh, an X Factor.
Yeah.
All right.
Years before Chad invented that.
So yeah, it felt obviously she's got a very strong connection with her grandma, and given all that she said, I feel like probably she should go and spend the last dying moments with the grandma. But I didn't grow up so close to my grandma.
And
I talk to her a lot now.
Yeah. Some people are like raised by their grandma, aren't they? That's different.
Yeah, that's true.
But some people couldn't give two fucks about them. Both my grandparents were complete arseholes, so but no, actually both my grandmas were complete arseholes. My granddad. Friends of the family.
Yeah, so Dan obviously had a very different relationship with his grandma, who's very close to her. And then we were talking, we had to pause to discuss this ourselves.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is a conversation we should have recorded.
Serious.
Yeah, and I was going, you know what, I don't think I would. And I think Dan thought for a minute I was a terrible human. But I was like, if you think about my life, like Big Brother would be a very significant experience. And once this is not the days of going out for your grandma, whoever's funeral it was that Tom O'Connell went out for, was it his grandma or his sister or something?
Derek and Frankie in BBUS. Yes.
Who did Tom O'Connell go out for a funeral? Do you remember?
Oh, that was his grandma, I think.
Was it his grandma? And then he came back in. I mean, Big Brother Australia obviously taking it seriously. So those days are gone. You can't just nip out for a funeral. But like, yeah, once you drop out of Big Brother, you can't go back into Big Brother, can you? No one's going to say because your nan died, you can come back next year.
No.
So yeah, I felt they were equally like once in a lifetime things. But at the same time, is it okay to compare the death of a human or like the last moments of a human life to your time in a reality show?
Well, yeah, because it's a natural thing for old people to die. It's like the Prince Philip thing all over again. It's natural. It's great that your gran lived old enough to be a gran. I don't know. And one is a dream and one is just reality.
Yeah. Ironically, the one that's reality is not the show.
So yeah, I thought, oh, she had a lot of outside contact. Hi, Dan. She had a lot of outside contact here. And where's he off to? Yeah, talking to her brother, blah blah blah.
She got another call, didn't I? Thought, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already. Yeah, already. She's croaked it. But it was the brother with the nan on the phone. I actually got a bit emotional over this bit.
Oh, bloody hell.
I got a bit tearful. But
God. Did you have a drink?
No. But then you couldn't hear the nan. I was like, can the nan not talk anymore? The brother was like, oh yeah, she says like this and this. I was like, the nan could be dead already. The brother's making that up.
Best to just say nothing and pretend.
Yeah, but good storylining. Maybe that isn't a nan at all. Perhaps this is all a game. Imagine.
Oh my God. Devious. What are you looking at?
My door's just opened, but I think that's because the front door's opened and the window's open.
So then we had BB's surprise presentation where we got to look at a slideshow of photos of people we don't really know when they were children.
This was what they got a ticket for.
Wouldn't this have been better like a few weeks down the line when we actually know people?
Yeah, like remember when they used to like put the kids' baby photos in Heat magazine? So like you'd buy it and be like, oh look, that was Jade when she was a kid, and then you cared about them already.
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit about looking at these people's baby photos.
I just thought, look,
teenage photo.
Big Brother said you're going to go to the cinema, you're going to get snacks and lollies
Mm.
and whatever else,
Mm.
and then it's not the cinema, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Mm.
Where's my film?
Yeah. They're lucky they didn't get punishment. That's what big sort of shit Big Brother normally does. Then we got Sid's intro package.
He's a very talented man, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a teacher, an artist, and a musician. I've said seems interesting.
He's worked with John Legend, Kimbra, whoever that is, and Eminem's producer.
Hmm.
Ding, 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 ding.
That fake Eminem music. Then we had this spat in the kitchen.
I got Tilly asking Big Brother to ask her mum to print out a picture of her dog and mail it in. And is there a Big Brother mailbox? And then she basically said, Big Brother went, no. And she was like, well, can you send my dog in then? That's the kind of thing they actually do.
I actually do. I
They
actually
do.
have not written down anything Tilly said because I found her so.
I like Tilly. She's good entertainment.
You can do the Tilly correspondence then.
What was the kitchen? Oh, go on.
It was
Renata's
about Renata
business.
dominating the kitchen.
She doesn't want to eat potato skin.
Oh yeah, trust me, it's better this way.
what were they doing with those potato skins?
Nice, weird. And then, have you got any more on the argument?
No, I thought you might have though.
No, I was a bit scarce here. And then
Katie said, you got this, in the diary room that she was planning to put up Renata, Mel, and a pawn.
Which
Dan
is basically what Thingy ended up doing.
Well, yeah, because she controlled it. She was like,
yeah,
she was the tie to Breydon's HOH.
Yeah.
Talking of, I thought it was interesting to hear them talk about porn as if it was a thing. I don't think they talked about porns last year. That's a very US and Canada thing. But my dad remembered at this point that apparently Ian, Ian who played the spoons, was put up as a pawn and he went home.
Oh yeah,
last year. I can't remember that.
Forgot about that.
It was the competition next that I've got. Do you want to go through the comp?
I was thinking they must have a very big space to do that competition with 20 or however many people it is playing, isn't it?
Yeah,
huge, that area.
Yeah. We saw that was the indoor bit, wasn't it? We saw that it was the same place they used last year, but it was the first time we'd seen it this year. Yeah, the basement.
The basement. So that's to sort of hold on to this individually calibrated rope. So
I like that.
And
30% of their body weight.
And then if you let go, it went down and smashed this bit of glass. I quite like that. 7 years bad luck though, so think on. I know that's just if it's a mirror.
Yeah, it was a bit like the challenge that Victoria won, holding up. What were they holding up? A car. Was it a car? No, the paint pots, whatever it was. The bucket that they were weighing down.
Oh yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
start of BBCAN9. It was a bit like that, but a bit more industrial looking and definitely heavier and more challenging. Because they had to like move down the rope, which meant the center of gravity got like lower and lower, and it was harder to keep up, wasn't it? This Charlotte girl, whoever that is, dropped out after what Big Brother described as a truly exhausting 40 seconds. And what I really liked about this was all the men dropped out and it left only women to compete. It was fun to see only women left in the competition.
When Dan dropped out, he went, which made me laugh. Oh, and when Mary dropped out, she said, "Yeah, I've got carpal tunnel."
Yeah, what is carpal tunnel?
I've got carpal tunnel as well. It's when like you use a mouse too much and it makes your wrist hurt. Well, that's how I got it, but yeah,
like repetitive strain injury.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It came down to Mel versus Jess. This was interesting actually because Jess was doing the "let me win for my grandma."
Shameless.
And Mel dug her bloody heels in.
Yeah, good.
Didn't she? She was like, "Fuck that! Fuck that dead grandma." Yeah. I kill lambs for a living. Fuck that.
Katie said, "Do it for Nana," when what she really meant was do it to save my arm.
For me.
And then Melissa's hands started sweating, didn't they? She was like having to take her hand off and wipe her hand. That would be me in that comp. I was just thinking, if the newbies hadn't come in, Melissa would have won that comp as well, and I would have liked
Yes.
it. I
Oh,
don't
to
like that.
guarantee
I don't like that Vanessa. Or is that her name, Vanessa?
Vanessa.
Yeah.
Jess, do you mean?
Yes. Sorry. I don't
But so Jess basically said, look to Mel, look, if I win, you're safe.
Hmm.
But she didn't. Admittedly, she didn't go, look, if you drop out, I won't nominate you. She should
Hmm.
have probably said it a bit clearer. But Mel was doing the whole
Hmm.
mental going into the Angela zone thing of
Hmm.
no, I'm just going to zone in on this physical task, and she was
Hmm.
basically putting all of her weight behind the rope, wasn't she? And like
Hmm.
leaning back.
Hmm.
But it was a really terrible move because it landed her on the block.
Hmm.
If she had gracefully bowed out to Jess, she would have been safe.
Not
It didn't make.
necessarily. She could have gone back on her word.
I I just don't think she would have done because of the Nan thing.
Maybe.
But then it was like because Melissa stayed and fought for it and then ultimately couldn't beat Jess.
Made her look more of a threat.
Yeah, and Jess was clinging on to the promise that no, Melissa was clinging on to the promise that Jess had made. However, is void because you didn't drop out for her. And
Yeah,
she
it
was like,
was.
hopefully she stays true to her word. And then
Yeah.
she acted like she was being hard done by it because
Yeah.
she'd been promised it. It's like, well, no, because you didn't drop out.
Yeah. It was contingent on you actually throwing it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And then when Jess went to nominate, Katie said to her, "You know what you need to do now." That's not good.
Just running that.
They should have got rid of
Running
Katie
those arms.
while they had the chance.
Absolutely. You could have had Lillian in, who's bloody useless at any competitions.
Annoys me. So she put up Renata, Sid as a pawn because no one would vote him out, and
Mm.
Melissa, she's a threat.
Well, chiefly because she didn't fall for her.
Mm.
Fall for her. Throw for her. This was brilliant when the nominations were announced. And Dan was just there shaking his head and
He's like,
glaring.
God, if looks could kill, so fucking good. I thought,
Proper
Dan,
Paddington
that
Bear stare.
I thought, Dan, you should be counting your fucking lucky stars. You ain't up on that block.
For real. Um,
Yeah, who was he staring at? Katie, wasn't he?
because it was what it was that when the nomination of Mel was announced,
Hmm.
Katie was nodding her head
Ah,
towards
that
Jess,
was it.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
well
this is the
done,
right
well
thing to
done.
do.
Yeah,
He was so pissed off at that.
yeah.
He actually go to the diary room and cry about it, I think.
Yeah, I think he did. Ooh. Oh, bless him. Poor Dan.
He said that yeah, he was crying, I think, with anger, and he said
Hmm.
because Mel and Renata are on the block, that's why he was so upset. Who obviously his alliance,
Hmm.
and he's pissed off at the nodding.
Hmm.
And then he said that Katie is plotting and scheming. And then Big Brother said, "Are you not plotting and scheming yourself?"
Yeah.
And he went, "Well, yeah, I am." But and then
Didn't he say it
Big
was
Brother goes,
different or something?
"Yeah,
In a
it's not like that."
different way.
Big Brother goes, "Only room for one big fish," and he was like, "Yeah."
Oh dear. Oh yeah, and then Katie was saying, I don't know if it was just before, that Mel should have dropped and let Jess win. Why the fuck should Mel have dropped? Fuck off because of someone's dying nan. Fuck you. Everyone should play for themselves, their own game.
I mean, weaponizing a dying Nan,
Hmm.
like most people
Hmm.
would
Drops. I
concede to that.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I
So
wouldn't.
to see Mel not was kind of
Good.
brilliant in a way. Yeah.
I wouldn't. Would you drop out because of someone's dying nan? Don't lie. You would not.
I think that you have to consider the element of public perception in
Hmm.
this version. So actually, you should because it looks worse to not.
No, I disagree because I think Mel's a good fighter that she stayed up there and give it a go.
Yeah, but Chad just won because of his dying dad. So you got to think about how the Australian public vote. Dead
Chad,
dad, sorry.
Chad won because of his sparkling personality. Oh. So,
Renata was kicking off next.
oh, she goes, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go around and beg anyone. Oh yeah, and then move through. Oops, not a strong social campaign there.
She also said that she knew that Katie was the influence on Jess's nominations.
Mm,
Um, she kind of had a go at Jess, didn't she?
yeah, she said, "You think I'm strong? Well, I think you're weak." I was like, "Oof, I love it."
Yeah, nobody really went for each other like this
Mm,
in the last series of Australia.
no, it's
I think
good.
the casting is much better this year.
It's a shame Renata went though, because we like that fiery personality,
Uh,
don't we?
Also, the fact that I just think that the fact that Renata came in with the mindset of when the big target is there, you have to take the shot.
Mm,
That's invaluable. I was gutted that she was going. I said
mm.
to you last night when I was watching it, I didn't want any of those three to go.
No, no.
To be honest, Sid probably would have been.
I wanted Sid to go just because he's
Yeah,
always boring.
yeah.
And I thought Dan might be able to rally enough people because Dan was obviously with Renata and Melissa. I thought he might be able to rally people against Sid, but
To get
obviously
Sid out.
he didn't have the numbers.
No. Mel said, I should have won. I shouldn't have been nice. It's like, sorry,
Hold on.
Mel.
Those are two contradictory statements, aren't they?
Maybe I shouldn't have won.
No.
No, I should
Oh,
have won. No, I should have.
I shouldn't have won. I
I
should
don't
have
know.
been nice. Maybe it's the other way around.
She definitely said I shouldn't have been nice. She
Mm.
definitely said that. And I was like, you didn't drop for Jess, but you're acting like you did.
Mm.
Our big brother had to get the extra stalls out to accommodate everyone in
Um,
the eviction room.
I was not a fan of this. If you've got that many people that you haven't got enough furniture for them, you shouldn't have that
It's
many
too
people.
many.
Right, reminded me of a school photo.
Yeah.
Uh, what did Dan say this to? Let's just cut the crap.
I don't know. I didn't even see him hear that.
Sonia said something to him and he went, let's just cut the crap.
Sonia, is it because Sonia asked him why he was shaking his head?
Oh, it could
He's
have
shaking
been
his head about something.
SMH.
Um, Sid didn't feel safe on the block. In fact, he looked really unhappy to be there.
No.
Sonia was asking Mel if mental strength might be her forte, and Mel
Hmm.
said, I'm disappointed that I was asked to give up. I thought that
Hmm.
was quite interesting,
I
actually.
like
She was
that.
very honest about that.
Yeah, I like that.
Now she's realised she didn't give up, I said.
Hmm.
Um, she said, I'm never going to rig a race. In fact, she was almost offended by the notion that someone would be asked to drop,
Hmm. Yeah, I agree
which
with her.
I think moving forward in the next competition, that should be quite fun to watch. I want Mel
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
sort of fight everyone's pleas to to
Hmm.
drop.
Yeah. Oh, Renata had a great line here. Have you got this?
Go on.
I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah, go on. Take it.
She goes to Jess. Oh, is that Katie's top you're wearing? It looks good on you. Oh, zing! That was so fucking good. So subtle. Just a final little fucking knife in the back. I love it.
She also this was after Jess had kind of said, "Oh, my logic for putting Mel and Renata up is their mental strength, and
Mm.
that's a compliment." And Renata went, "Keep it. I don't accept compliments like that." I was like, "She is so fucking brutal, brilliant." But yeah, you okay?
It just made me laugh. Keep it. That's
Keep
brilliant.
it. Um, Tilly's advice. Oh yeah, they asked Tilly for her advice. You probably didn't enjoy that bit. It was focus on Tilly's wisdom. So the vote happened. Do you want to run through the vote?
I can't speak yet again yet.
We saw Danny vote Danny. Big Brother's even calling him Danny.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Vote for Sid. And then I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I
me
thought he was
too.
going. Oh,
Who else voted for Sid? Because didn't you get two?
I can tell you. Carlos is the only person that voted for Mel.
Right.
So it meant that Renata voted for Sid
Okay.
and Mel voted for Renata, which is interesting because Mel and Renata are supposed to be somewhat aligned, but Mel obviously thought she's at risk of going, and Renata's probably pissed more people off, so put a vote on her to kind of push her out
That's
over the edge.
interesting that Nick didn't vote the same way as Dan. You think they would have voted together?
Oh yeah.
They're so close.
Mm.
They need to get on the same page with that sort of shit.
Danny's army is
Uh-oh.
falling by the wayside. Renata to Danny, from Danny now to Dan, said, "Good luck with these idiots," as she left.
Renata obviously wasn't bothered about Dan mispronouncing the name and shit, was she? She was good friends with him.
Seemingly. Don't know if she knew that he thought she was Colombian though.
Oh yeah.
And then someone went, "No, she's Lithuanian," and Sonia clearly said she was Russian. She was going in.
Dear. Renata said in the taxi on the way home, "If one of those sheeps will win, I will move country." And that's a promise.
That's a promise.
I love it. Strong words there.
I can't wait for the reunion episode where Renata's like packing her bags and leaving Australia.
What a great thing to say. The dramatics of it. I love it.
But also with no sense of irony.
No, she really she meant it.
She means all of that. And I think there's a sort of a very blunt Eastern European kind of attitude, and Renata basically embodied that perfectly for the show.
Yeah, I liked it. Oh yeah, then there was the hot-headed Colombian woman. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Poor Dan.
Oh Dan. Very messy, but brilliant TV.
If we can only get him for another, even 1 or 2 more episodes, I'd be happy. Well, we're gonna have him definitely for 1. 2, I would be grateful. 3 would be, any more than that, we're really pushing our luck, I think. But like you said, the twist, you never know.
Well, I suppose if it all depends on if someone in Dan's alliance, because it's not just Dan. If he's still got Nick and Mel on his side, if they can win the next competition and start to chip away at Katie's side, perhaps we could have him for a bit longer. And I really do think that he will be the Angela of this series, and Big Brother will throw some sort of twist to try and keep him.
I hope so.
Let's see. I think, it'll be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see if, has Big Brother kind of planned out when to use things by what week, or does Big Brother really put in twists to manipulate someone? If it gets to the point that Dan's walking out the door and the stairs come down from the loft, you know that Big Brother's just got an agenda for good TV, and fair enough.
So have I. So we're on the same page. Can we just pause before we do the emails?
Yeah, because I need to get the inbox open.
I'm gonna order some food.
Okay.
We're back. And it's time to go to the BB on Blast mailbox.
Is it the mailbox or the mailbag?
Don't know.
Laurie has sent us an update on the BBCAN draft.
Oh, thanks, Laurie. I was wondering.
By the way, that one that Judy Girl Pod doesn't mention.
We don't mention it either.
No, well, with good reason.
To be fair, they started it, and we didn't even want to do it. Now we're the ones holding the baby Baba.
Apparently, I'm out of the draft now because Jed was my last player.
Yeah.
You still have Ty. And it's Zach that's got the most. He's got Kiefer and Tera, and James only has Breydon. So you'll win with a chance if Ty can win, but let's see. I don't see that happening, to be honest.
So. I think so.
So now that BBAU has started back up, one of our former emailers has got back in touch.
Breydon
Harvey. So let's have a look. How long is? Luckily, he hasn't given a blow-by-blow account of everything that happened in each episode. Right, let's see. Hey, Lindsay and Gaz, back again. Guess Big Brother is more than what meets the eye. Kind of got the gist of BBCAN rooting for Bray. Oh, he's watching BBCAN. He's rooting for Breydon.
Didn't we get him into it? Can you make sure you're reading into the microphone?
I suppose so. Yeah, he said, "Guess Big Brother is more than what meets the eye." Big Brother's thing was more than meets the eye. That was
Oh,
the promo phrase for this series.
got you.
Kind of got the gist of BBCAN rooting for Bray. Anyways, BBAU has actually been really good, to be honest. Great twists, great housemates, great house too. Uh, that house needed a reno. So
What?
Australian. That house needs a
Oh, a Reno, right? Yeah.
renovation.
Renovation.
We can't forget about Sonia leading the crowd. I swear she gets better by the day.
Hmm.
Big Sonia fan over there.
I think she's all right.
I think she's good at the eviction room. So she
Hmm.
stirs it up,
Yeah.
and I'm here for that.
Hmm.
It's a bit of a shame that Sonia doesn't get to do an eviction interview, though. I think
I don't get that.
no. Now,
Um,
Big Brother has always got to have a twist in the first episode, but how how does Mans evict one person and think he's king of the jungle? Poor Nick. It's like he was straddled along like a rag doll in this mess. Straddled along. I didn't see Nick straddling anything apart from that sofa.
Nick enjoyed it.
Um, but at last, the physical threat must go on. Didn't think much of him, but then I followed. But then I followed him and was like, "Oh, he's hot."
Who?
Max.
Ew. He's gross.
Lillian didn't deserve to be robbed this early on at all. Robbed.
Rob
She
Queen.
was my top three to go all the way.
Hmm.
Apparently, Lillian's supposed to be a bit of an influencer.
Oh, well, she's got podcasts, so just like us.
She's got a podcast, all right. Mel really was with the girlies just to throw three of them under the bus. Mind you, after Katie's ex going, you'd think she'd be the next.
I'd hope.
We end the week with Renata freestyle dancing out of the house. Reference to Renata Bliss Vine meme and not actually her. Okay, well, there's a reference, which if you've had to explain it, it's going to be lost on us for sure.
We're too old.
She had the house pressed, like she brought the drama, and I was here for it low key. Only low key. I was here for it high key. Fave moment. Mary saying, "I don't want to spill my wine."
Oh, on the plane.
My top three at this point, I got to give it to Tilly, Marley,
Yeah, I like Marley.
and Christina.
What the fuck? Where is Dan on that list?
Yeah.
Breydon, we don't know you. And also, I suspect you only like Breydon from Big Brother Canada. It's got the same name as
you. P.S. Hope this was an essay length. There were just too many good moments. No,
that was a good length.
Breydon.
That was an appropriate
Kind regards and much love, Breydon Harvey.
Thanks, Breydon. It's nice to hear from you. I like seeing your pictures on Instagram as well. He seems a lot of fun.
Laurie is now here with her feedback. So I wonder if she's covered BBAU. She has. Okay. As BBCAN comes to a close this week's, our lexicon has a few new terms like audacity.
Yeah.
I've heard that word so many times since Spicy V said it, and we'll never hear it the same again. Trapdoor. I like it. House guests use backdoor incorrectly so often. Maybe this term will stick in the future. The official rule book inside the BB house should have a glossary page, don't you think?
The BB Wiki could do that.
BBAU, I thoroughly, in bold, enjoyed the first week of episodes.
Oh, good.
So what if there aren't any live feeds and it's all been edited already? The fandom knows that going in. I immediately thought of BB19's flight to China and Baby Bao Bao, although she's put Baby Bobo, which is actually what Lewis incorrectly called Baby Bao Bao to begin with. When the second set of housemates were on BB Air's flight. So good. Ta-ta for now, loyal listener Laurie. P.S. Here's... Go on.
No, go on. I want to hear the
P.S. Here's wishing you a very happy birthday tomorrow, guys.
Oh, that's emoji. Nice.
Thanks, Laurie.
Sweet. I'm surprised Laurie didn't mention Dan. Are we the only people who like Dan?
Maybe we are. Perhaps it's an unpopular opinion that Dan's the star of the show.
Jack loves him. He's one of those housemates where I just can't take my eyes off of them. It's just like they every expression they make is just like just gold, pure gold.
Doesn't he? He has you in stitches though, doesn't he? It's
Yeah,
hilarious. Yeah.
yeah. He's like an intention, but I think he might actually be quite a sweet guy deep down. But he's also
Not sure about that.
well, I don't know. We'll see. But he's just such an idiot. It's just fun. It's fun, fun, fun. We're here for it.
Fun, 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 fun,
Is
fun.
that all the emails?
That's all the emails. Please
Oh.
email us next week to bbonblastpod@gmail.com and get your opinions on the podcast. I was hoping there'd be more feedback on BBAU. Actually, I thought the sort of the BBAU exclusive viewers might be in touch.
Well, Breydon was.
Yeah, thanks, Breydon.
And we didn't hear back from our old friend from last week either.
No, what? Oh, Shiner.
Yeah.
Shayna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized that I sounded really dumb at the end of that because I was like, oh, maybe she's from Newfoundland, and then she said at the end like she wasn't from I don't know if it's the northeast or whatever part of Canada that is, the west coast or the east coast. She basically stated outright in the email she wasn't from that part of Canada, and I was still going, maybe she is from there, and perhaps she's called Shiner or Shayna, like an Irish name.
But weren't we drunk? So I think it's
okay. Definitely, because I can't remember the content of most of her email, but I did enjoy learning. Oh, what was it? Shrillable.
Oh yeah.
That?
Oh, that was the most confusing part.
Yeah, you had to go back and read that email again. You said
I did. I read it back to Jack because I thought it was so funny.
he was laughing about my friendly gap in my teeth.
Oh yeah, you'd forgotten that as well.
I don't remember it now.
That is funny. Do you know what? We haven't had it in a long time. An email on our, not an email, a message on our Facebook BB on Blast page. We used to get a few messages on there. We don't seem to get any on there anymore. All right.
Do you remember sometimes we'd get an email through the website, and then I would miss it out because it looked a bit weird. I feel like who is it from Stitcher? Alfie?
Anthony.
No, Anthony S. I feel like he used to use that. I also reached out to Ali. Do you remember Ali who used to email us when we wanted to hear back?
Yeah.
About what's going on. No response from that. So I hope Ali's all right.
I hope they're okay.
Me too.
Oh, bless you reaching out.
Also, I don't know if you've been looking at our messages, but Arissa's been in touch as well yesterday. I don't know if you spotted that.
No, I didn't see that because I've been offline because I've been partying.
Arissa's still listening to the podcast. I didn't think she was.
Oh, I thought she'd given up.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think she had time for that. And she just said, "Oh, I've not had time to catch up, so I'm like a bit behind on the pod, but I'm going to get to it, basically."
Oh, cool. Well, Arissa, if you're listening now, sorry about what I said about your suit earlier. I was completely wrong, and it was lovely. Probably she's given up by this point.
Yeah, I think Arissa sees it through.
Yeah, no, I know, and she's used to me being a shady cow. So my food's on the way. I'm so hungry. Have you got anything else to add?
No.
I wonder how long this is. We did Canada quite quick.
We did.
God help us.
Probably, I think we've given Australia more time than we did Canada today. But so much happened in Australia.
Yeah, and I think we were excited about Australia, weren't we? So
yeah, I've definitely really enjoyed Australia.
And when does Canada finish? Thursday, is it?
I think it does, because we've got the special eviction on Wednesday, which is obviously to get someone out before the final, which will leave the final 3. So I reckon, it must be finishing this Thursday.
Cool. Well, not cool, but it's been good. But yeah,
it's been a really good series. I think Big Brother Canada's sort of come back from a bit of a lull, personally. The last few years. It's been good casting this year.
Yeah, it's good casting last year, but we just never got to see the end. Oh, there's some mixed blessings.
Perhaps Sheldon is still coming back. Comes back in the Brooke and Sheldon come back in the final and win it.
Right. Follow me on Twitter, @VM.
Follow me on Twitter, BB_superfan.
Follow BB on Blast on Twitter, BB on Blast, and our Facebook page, BB on Blast. And you can listen to us on all kinds of platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Spreaker, Red Circle, Stitcher, Amazon. What's that Amazon thing?
Amazon Music.
Yeah.
And
All
for a
these.
limited time, you can
Hmm.
watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, won't be for
And
long.
once lockdown, well,
Is
yeah, once we're
eased.
allowed to mix again
Yeah.
indoors, we won't be
Indoor
doing that.
mixing. No, we'll be drinking and lolling about. And it'll be so much nicer. I won't be so stiff. So enjoy our faces while it lasts. Well,
Thanks for listening, and send us an email next week to bbpluspod@gmail.com.
yeah, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it and enjoy BB. Ooh, bye.
Bye.